Alrighty gamers, good Saturday evening. It's once again time to play some FT7s of the Guilty Gear Strive kind. Yeah, Testament has been up for a couple of weeks. I feel like today we're gonna see the first deeper dive into the character, probably, as we've had the courage to sort of schedule one relatively high-level matchup. We got ZoKHiZ versus DovahChief on the schedule, DovahChief on Testament. There's been a couple of weeks for the Testament players to sort of try their hand at getting the package together, and I think this might be it. This might be where we get the good footage.
I'm hoping to get some sauce showing up now. Yeah, we've had plenty of time to start some things showing up. I keep seeing tech showing up on my Twitter, and being able to have the chance to see some of this stuff in action is interesting. So I'm excited. I know you're excited. So
oh yes. Yeah, we initially had 3 Testament matchups. Unfortunately, the first one did not happen, but we had on a super mega hyper on a short notice Golbargs and KS hopping in to replace our first pair. So we get to run with the usual 7 matchup card. And not only is this like super sort of spontaneous matchup on last minute, I think both of these players did say that they haven't played these characters all that much, so might lack some critical information, might just be swinging with their layer 1 options and then go from there.
Though I have to always appreciate the when the players are available at such short notice to come and join us.
Yeah, I always feel a little bad about asking people on a short notice. Some people are super spontaneous and they can just, hit the throttle and go in anytime. But I mean, personally, I do like to lab a lot when I put myself out there in the open for these public events to sort of be able to show the best Guilty Gear that I can offer. And I know a lot of people feel the same, so last minute things can be difficult. And like you said, that's why I do appreciate these brave souls just jumping in and putting themselves on the screen like that.
Yeah, and we have a lot of Kai players this week, which is interesting. Because Kai is a character that you don't see that often. It's not like a poorly regarded character, but it's such a... I think it's the definition of a character that's like perceived to not be bad, not be super excellent. From what I've seen, players are starting to give a lot more attention to Kai recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would like to see what people kind of bring to the table with him, because obviously it's as legacy of a character as you get in Gear, gone through a lot of changes over his lifetime, and I feel like people are still kind of discovering newer stuff on it.
Yeah, I feel like Kai is one of those characters who develops a little slower because doesn't necessarily have the instant bang rewards that some of these other characters have. So like the more you gotta bide your time and maybe have like delicate tech to take the edge, those kind of characters do take a little bit more time to develop. And
by delicate tech you mean how to dragon install and not immediately die.
Exactly. The important stuff. But I feel like there are a lot of Kai players. It's just maybe in like top level tournaments you don't necessarily see Kais in top 8s that much, because the like obviously the top competitors usually tend to also favor like very strong characters, and arguably like Kai can be there, but if you just want the full bang for your buck, there are maybe other characters that are a little more popular.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you compare Kai to kind of the quintessential top tier of Strive, I think people can agree as being kind of Ram style, Ram, Soul, Nagoriyuki, that are very explosive characters with very clear strengths in the number of interactions they need to win. And Kai is a character that I feel has to retreat to neutral a lot more often. And even with kind of the powerful Oki tools, the shock state to continue pressure going, you're still not actively doing damage in big chunks like these other characters do. And I think that's where the kind of perceived weakness the character has comes from. I don't know if you'd agree.
Yeah, it's the damage is definitely much more conditional, whereas like maybe characters like Nago or Soul, they doesn't matter what they touch you with, you're likely gonna lose 50% of your life, especially if they have 50 meter.
Soul against especially my Eno.
Yeah. For Kai, you would have to like find a counter hit 6 heavy at like mid screen or to already be in the corner. Obviously in the corner, like everybody does quite a bit.
In the corner, everyone's nutty, and that's kind of the fun bit of Strive. Everyone loves wailing on their opponent in the corner.
I would love to see the just general damage of Strive to be toned down a little. I would love to see like rounds taking like characters needing like that one more touch to kill an opponent in Strive, maybe.
I think the biggest change I see is I don't know about necessarily the damage itself per combo being lowered, but very much the kind of execution required for each, for combos this big to happen. So needing to be more conditional both in kind of the initial hits and in the execution that you need. Previous Guilty Gear games, to get the kind of damaging combos that we see in Strive required you to be a lot more on your game. And I feel like, Strive has just a couple normals into a couple specials into super, and that's like how you deal a big damaging combo. And while that's not necessarily bad, I feel like there's a bit of a lack of an ability for a lot of players to, or a lot of characters to just be expressive in the way that they do things and have these big, very impressive combos that go everywhere, like you would see in Exard. I think that's my biggest criticism of the way Strive works. But then again, I still really enjoy the game. I have a lot of fun with it.
It's definitely like instant kind of fun. It's much easier to get into and just much easier to play on a... I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like older Guilty Gear games take a little bit more sort of like chunks of your time to get prepared to play. This game, you can just play pretty easily, and that's a lot of fun in itself.
And all things considered, all fighting games, all you need is just one other friend and you can hop in and play whatever. But obviously, very difficult execution games like Exard, like even more ACR, have this issue of to actually feel like you're playing in a place close to where when you see people who are really good at the game playing, that's going to take a lot more investment to get to.
Alright, so as we prep for the first matchup, what do we have on the card other than what we've talked about before? We have 2 Turkish players, we have 2 German players.
Who's the second Turkish player? So I know Carrot is one of them.
Oh my goodness, I forgot to refresh.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot to refresh. The old bug. Arxis hates TO so much. Sorry, I will have to make the room again. Because there's like 20-minute AFK, kick out, even if you're basically in the game. Okay. So.
But yeah, we have the great return of my local, the greatest Faust player I know, Dr.Toni. That is going to be a match full of commentator bias on my side, but he's someone I really enjoy playing against and talking about the game with. Very loyal to it's not Nago, to Faust. Even though he has been actually dipping his toes into the Nago character choice, but again, being my local player, I always have to have a little bit of that bias in. But obviously, I'm curious to see because I don't think I've seen the Faust Kai matchup that much yet. So that'll be interesting, especially considering Kai has tools like Stun Dipper to close distances fast when Faust is trying to keep this range to bring out items. He's still sorting out the room.
Yeah, sorry about that. I've done this so many times already, and I always forget that you need to get off the cab and, you know, just bounce around when you're a TO so that your room doesn't get nuked by Arxes.
Yeah. And what other matchups do you think are noteworthy today? I mean, obviously, we have Shady coming in with an Eno pick, who's a new pick for them, right?
That's super crazy. Yeah, I think Shady is planning out to go all out on the playing the whole cast, and probably gonna pick a new character every week. And this week is gonna be
move.
Yeah, that
and
is.
I'm really excited to see. You know, Shady picked up the character this week, about to embarrass me by already being better.
Yeah, I joke you not. Looking at his clicker rating, it's it's really high.
Don't make me cry on stream.
All right, but we got Golbargs and KS ready to go. So we're gonna be jumping into it. First matchup of the evening. Super short notice. It's gonna be spontaneous, and it's probably gonna be explosive as well, considering these two characters.
Also, but just as we start here, Raven in the chat, there's currently only the one version of Strive to play, but honestly, previous Guilty Gear games are good to pick up if you're trying to get into the series as a whole. I don't know, obviously don't know your experience, but it's just a fun fighting game series.
And that's why we host pretty much events for all three games from like the last 20 years. There still are players.
You have classic chaos match. Very, returning player comes into the show very often. First time playing against May on the show, and according to them, kind of in general, not very experienced on the matchup.
Yeah, that might definitely, like, against May, obviously you want to have your Dolphin RPS on point, but especially Gold Lewis, if you're not quite sure how the frame data of different Behemoth Typhoons changes, it can be a little confusing as to what is happening on the screen.
I think, these are two characters, even though, for anyone not experienced, May might not look explosive as explosive as the big man with a coffin. As you can see by that combo just right now, she is more than capable to just throw you out like that.
Yeah, even if it's Gold Lewis who she is fighting against, she's perfectly capable of potentially two-shotting you if she gets the right hit.
And now on 1-1, no burst on either side, but Golbarg's about to get it here. Oh, just taking a couple more hits, but just a couple hits before getting burst is still so much damage. Oh, the gold burst from KS.
But now, do we get to use it though? We're in the corner. Finds the Behemoth. Alright, this is a good start. Nice. Switches sides as well.
Another gold burst?
Does the same. All the cards.
I mean, when you die in one touch anyway, you might as well just go for it.
Yeah, it's, like you said, on low health, I feel like Gold Burst is definitely the way to go. And overall, Gold Bursts are, in my opinion, oh my goodness, that ended up doing enough chip. Yeah, Golbargs did have the meter there though, but
I think they just let go a bit early because of that security level. Skyfish will just keep shooting for a bit longer, and maybe Golbargs was just imagining it would be done by now, wanted to get in, get that punished.
Yeah, and sometimes you just don't, like, kind of don't want to let go of your meter. You're sort of trying to do the delicate dance between how much FD do I spend to stay alive. But
yeah, especially because there, you know, Golbargs is already in the unfortunate position of having lost the ability to Roman cancel or super. So it's already tough. You never want to. You never like the feeling of being forced to not have enough meter to use your special abilities. And here we see Golbargs just hanging on to dear life and getting a hit, converting it with a red Roman cancel. And another hit off the ground, just keeps going, breaks the wall with KS.
am I actually considering how much like burst was available? That wall break might have actually been a pretty decent spot there, because I mean, as soon as you get stuck to the wall, you can't burst. So KS didn't have the best burst of their life available there. Still got a one more chance. Ooh, wave punish with the heavy dolphin. That's the thing about Behemoth Typhoons. They're so slow.
Backward to get the charge. It gave just enough distancing to not get hit by the round start BT.
Oh, the empty into command grab. The saving grace, wall breaking relatively fast, so going back to neutral here.
Yeah, and Golbargs is playing the classic grappler May archetype, and with 2 bars of meter, there's no way this combo wouldn't kill, even if still had more life.
That's an interesting thing, because people do say that you can easily like argue that in Guilty Gear especially, the strongest command grab characters, they revolve around their command grabs so much that you're like, is this character a grappler or not? Is the eternal question. Characters like Sol, Mei, even like Zato have like very, very decent tick throw setups, but I guess that's like, in general, how Guilty Gear has always been. The only true grappler still has always been Potemkin. And I tend to be like, if your grab does more than whatever other options you mix it up with, then you can be considered a grappler.
Yeah, I think a really interesting direction is, because obviously in Strive we don't see this anymore, but seeing more characters that can properly combo off of grabs without having to spend meter. Oh, this is absolutely going to hit, unless...
The slow nature of Goldluis's super! I think KS might have actually been churning like extra hits there as well, but as a result, that super at slowest is, I think, like 16 frames? That's very, very slow.
Yeah, it is. It's when I was getting a matchup practice against Golbargs, before I personally played KS, Golbargs player just said, "My reversal is so slow, just never respect it." And I think Golbargs just had that knowledge. And even if this round didn't end up paying out, that's just kind of what you need to do.
Yeah, especially if you have the 50 meter available, then the Golbargs player has to like sort of evaluate between, do I go for the fast super, take a little less damage, or do I go for the super slow?
Golbargs with the grabs as well, and the drone Oki, blocking the gold burst.
Oh, not close enough. And Golbargs trying to maintain the position here. Ooh, that was a brave B. I wonder if
Can that confirm?
What button is the super, by the way? I wonder if that was
it's punch. So I think that might have been just a
miss
mash.
input. Yeah. Because I do get that sometimes too. Like when you're trying to churn out a reversal super and then you get the button instead, and then straight after the button you get the super. But hey, ended up working out. And now finding a far slash anti-air, man. Far slash is pretty okay, you know, extempore, sort of like ad-lib anti-air. I feel like that's, like, a lot of Mei buttons are kind of difficult to jump in with unless you have a very good jump-in button. But now, KS, ooh, good goal burst. And again, all cards are on the table. 100 available for Golbargs.
This is going to be a lot of damage on Golbargs' side. Oh no, the wall breaks sooner than expected, and so Golbargs doesn't get the wall break super.
Oh,
I think this might be another baited super, but with that 100-meter, Chaos can make it safe, but unfortunately that's such a precarious amount of life to be on. Manages to BT the Mei away, but that's charge left.
Oh, the classic!
Sometimes you're just holding down back in fear with that little life, and your brain just gets locked into an option.
Yeah, and that's a decent sort of gambit to end rounds with as well, because the non-charged version is very fast and very hard to react to.
Yeah. And it's also important to note, you know, for us watching this from the outside, it's so much easier to react something like that. But when your mental stack is filled and you have the stress of being on low health, it's so hard to see that orange glow coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, the jump does on Mei, trying to get more airtime, but
I think the jump down would have, it would have worked if KS was committing earlier, but KS was so patient there. Oh,
that still hits.
Yes.
Again, this is a weekly trend we're seeing of the Gold Lewis 2B being a very surprisingly solid anti-air button.
I guess you kind of have to just work with it, considering, you know, the angle that Gold Lewis's 6B works with. It's like very vertical, not horizontal at all.
Yeah,
so...
obviously I say a surprisingly good anti-air. This is for the context of Gold Lewis.
Right.
Who unfortunately doesn't have that many good options to battle out airborne opponents.
Yeah, and I guess at the same time, the Gold Lewis players will just have to make it work with other tools, so naturally they would get pretty decent at using other tools.
Yeah, I feel like the life of being a Gold Lewis main is learning to live with what you have, and then appreciating the good tools that you have. And now you have here Chaos with a 100-meter ready to put on some pressure, and Golbargs is just kind of accepting it and going to the next round. But with the burst on deck, they have definitely some resources to work with.
Oh wow, I'm surprised the 6P from Gold Lewis actually clashed there. Alright, just getting a little bit of corner carry with the overhead kiss again.
Those stray hits on Mei will just send you over to the next part of the stage. And it has so much damage, even on Gold Lewis, who has, you know, so much guts, so much defense.
Wow, that was a complete reversal out of the last round. But I mean, that's kind of the story with these characters. You get one good hit in, you're in the corner, and then next hit is gonna be destructive.
Yeah, the unassuming nautical high schooler just will beat your ass.
I love how KS this time managed to, in the same situation, stand up and block the overhead.
Yeah. I mean, just goes to show that the difference that just a little bit of mental stack makes. And the moment you get hit by one option once, you'll be on the lookout for it so much more. Oh, speaking of, a good awareness on that air grab, but unfortunate gets hit after that goal burst. This is going to do so much damage. Going for the safe super.
And Golbargs grasping the lead. I think, like, Mei does have the sort of same problem as Gold Lewis, that I think her 6B is kind of okay-ish, but it just doesn't convert into much. So both these characters have difficulties using their, like, the universal anti-air tool, so it does make sense that...
Unfortunate whiff on a DT.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, the counter hit on the 6B, but unfortunately runs forward too much. Still gets hit with an instant overhead.
That's the first world problem combo, when you bounce them so high that, you know, you have too much time on your hands. Again, on the way out, far slash. But doesn't matter.
KS is still hanging on very barely. Oh, unfortunate. Didn't even have the meter required to just FD and not take damage there.
Yeah, at that point you kind of just want to become a hitbox, as the Mei players do love. Oh, those!
Oh no! unfortunate for Golbargs, unable to get a full conversion off of it, but still putting KS in that awful situation in the corner. The awareness from Golbargs to see that red RC not hitting anything.
Yeah, KS immediately committed to the burst before the RC, so it's very easy to sort of get a feel out that, yeah, this RC explosion is not hitting anything, hence you're bursting. Golbargs takes another one in a row. Yeah, both players, adaptations happening on the screen. Not a whole lot of matchup experience before this. But looking so far, so good. Both players are adapting to what the opponent is doing.
The spacing on Golbargs right now, Mei has very wide swinging normals, makes those bursts really hard to use against her.
And I think the tale of the couple last games has been Golbargs has been starting to find the timing to actually whiff punish some of those behemoth typhoons.
Ooh. Speaking of, overhead typhoon just catching Mei as she crosses. And yeah, that's just how the rounds go sometimes.
Finding another good dolphin into overhead kiss, working towards the corner plus frames of the beach ball. And now hunting for that one last big hit.
Yeah, keeping a lot of spacing. That's kind of like the goal a lot of characters have against Gold Lewis is managing to block the super. Yeah, I was saying, against Gold Lewis, a lot of what you have to do is kind of maintain a solid bit of spacing to that swinging coffin, and then aiming to whiff punish with the the longest hitting move you have.
Yeah, or if you're like a character who has decent amount of disjoints or has a far-reaching poke that starts up faster than any of Gold Lewis's pokes, you can sort of hang in there in that particular spacing and not let the behemoth typhoons to ever come out. Yeah. And I feel like if Gold Lewis...
The unfortunate bit is... Oh no, we have a big combo coming and still have the meter to finish it off, but unfortunately I think the wall just broke again a little bit earlier, but nothing that a stray dolphin hit can't fix.
I think that dolphin is one of the points where you even if you get the hit, or like if you get the wall break and then cancel into dolphin, that's...
Or just 6-speed dolphin KS with the wisdom.
A lot of meter available for... Yeah, look, Golbargs is looking for the whiff punish. Wow!
But unfortunately, I think at this point, if Golbargs doesn't... Oh! Awareness from Chaos to keep it going, but will get counter hit on the Orca Super.
Oh, is this fast? I think...
Going to get baited out. Or not!
Wow, that was...
And fully churned.
Yeah, that was very dangerous. That was the very slow startup of the Super. But luckily Golbargs committed like fairly late to 2K, so not able to recover in time. Now the strike throw. What's it gonna be? The Strive Classic plus frames into... Ooh.
Oh, not getting caught again by that.
Perfect timing on the burst. Now KS actually has ammunition to play with, even though they're very down on life.
But that's all you need is just a couple stray hits.
Oh,
unfortunately, unable to punish the burst.
That TK Behemoth Typhoon was probably not what KS wanted.
The overhead kick.
Yeah, I think a lot of Gold Lewis players tend to tell you if you see like a really weird looking TK Typhoon, it's probably a misinput, and because of that KS just lost all of their good offensive momentum there.
Such a shame, because that was, up until that one mistake that cost the round, expertly played round.
Yeah, it's one of those Gold Lewis problems you sign up in for when you pick this character. You have to do the half circles that might be starting from really awkward inputs, like up inputs, for example.
Yeah, I do respect anyone who plays this character. I love Gold Lewis. He's incredibly fun to see play.
Yeah, the execution is definitely something that I personally wouldn't be able to get into myself. Ooh, that's a good hit though. RC to back it up. Is it gonna be enough? Not quite, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Gold Lewis is too much of a thick boy for it to kill at this point, but it's still such a precarious position.
But now Golbargs can hand back and try to build that 50 meter. They're not in a hurry, per se.
On a 60 on the Dolphin?
Oh my god, KS
now
has a
able
chance.
to maintain pressure. You know, when you're in this position against Gold Lewis, it's so hard because all of those plus frames will just keep coming, and you just kind of have to hold it. You were saying Golbargs was just waiting for that 50 meter, and you know, being on defense against Gold Lewis, you will have to FD because that much chip damage, nobody wants to take it, you know?
Yeah, and after the wall break, Golbargs I think was already very low on tension pulse and very low on tension overall, so had to wait like super long time to even get that 50%. But here's a combo, and that's gonna finish it.
Again, cannot be overstated how explosive the matchup is. These two characters that will just blow you out.
Oh, catching the backdash.
Oh no, unfortunately, another one of those TK inputted the Hema Typhoons. I think that's the only reason why that ended up whiffing on the bouncing May.
The whip punish, oh!
And just run at you in Far Slash. Now,
Right, Golbargs on the way up. Whoa, 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 whoa! Golbargs, how does your mom let you have 4 jump these out of the corner? Very good reaction with the 6P, immediate momentum burst.
I didn't know Strive also had jump installed.
I've never seen that happen before.
Oh, the pickup? Just a little bit of health. Going for trying to chip out Golbargs, or just trying to get that meter out of the way and then finishing it off with a little off and slap.
Man, I never realized how fast that jump D actually recovers from May. I guess it's the combination of like recovering okay at okay speed, but also like taking you upwards, so you gain some extra height while you're doing it. Oh, perfectly placed.
5P anti-air, blocking the burst, and with their own meter from gold bursting earlier, has a lot of KS has a lot of resources to just keep an offense going. Oh no, that's going to be a lot of reversal damage, and just all of a sudden, both of these players are on low health, and I think there goes the round.
Yeah, nice 2 reads there, Golbargs. Both the Oki situations, reading backdash. The 6P wasn't optimal, but afterwards getting a really nice close slash pickup in the corner. Another thing about the spacing as well, if you're too far away, then Gold Lewis is not gonna have their optimal range for the jump forward, jump D. This exact sequence. That's another thing that is a classic from Gold Lewis players. Oh no!
Whiff grab.
Perfectly spaced there with 6 heavy, and that 6 heavy. Any heavy counter hit for May is guaranteed good time.
So far. Well, good time for the May player.
Yep. Ooh, that was cute.
Oh, that jumpy. Oh, another reversal Orca. We'll take Golbargs into the set point.
That was kind of cute from KS though. You often see the jump slash being utilized as a slow stop sign so that people don't jump over. But in that situation, when you have that bot going and you have the corner position as well, you could just jab them. Even if they block, they're gonna have to land into the security drone, and you still get to play more. Less commitment, but still the same result. Oh wow! Dolphin actually whiffed there.
I was just on the last minute where Golbargs was going to be able to break the wall.
Oh, again the TK Typhoon
and now we have
coming
Golbargs
out.
on the last point, one more, and that's the setter for them.
Yeah, this will be toughy. KS has to clutch it out pretty hard, and first hit already going in Golbargs' pocket.
Yeah, I think the thing to take from the set is just how aggressive Golbargs is being. You know, never allowing KS to take their turn. I think that's just kind of the way you have to play against Gold Lewis. Is if you give any room to Goldlewis to do anything,
Yeah, they're
you
gonna
are
get
very
value
likely
for
to
that.
get blown out.
Oh my god. Was that 5? A new record! Oh, but Kiz trying to make Golbargs pay for those jumpies. I think this will kill.
Yeah. This is unfortunately just it.
That's 7 points for Golbargs. Yeah, that's very solid Mei gameplay. All of the hits pretty much converted into big damage. What else do you need? And not just that, but also the neutral patience, the whiff punish game. KS just at the start they swung pretty wild, but then towards the end, because of how Golbargs was very on point with those whiff punishes, KS just couldn't like swing as freely anymore. Alright, moving on to the next set of the evening. Now we're entering the Testament. And first one
This is going to be good to see. I'm always excited to see what the new characters can keep bringing. And starting off with LoHii. How you're Finnish? How do you pronounce their name?
LoHii.
LoHii.
Although I guess it's a fun way of saying it in the English way, LoHii. It has kind of like a fighting game ring to it, so I'm not exactly sure if that was.
Well, there was a Tekken Pro called LoHii.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure.
Well,
I will double check.
Speaking of being a pro,
UIU LoHii.
Yeah, LoHii is more from the Street Fighter side of things. Actually, one of the top Street Fighter players in Finland.
Oh.
So it does have pretty decent fundamentals, basis for entering the Guilty Gear scene. And I think for Street Fighter players, Strive does tend to work out pretty well. I feel like a lot of Street Fighter players have found some very good success with this game especially.
Yeah, in the Portuguese community, there's definitely some Street Fighter V refugees turned into Strive players, so I think it checks out in both our local communities then.
So we did see LoHii on close to the release date on the Finnish Assembly LAN party tournament, but at that point, Testament was still pretty new, so this will be a completely different LoHii from that time.
I remember seeing they brought Testament to the top 8, so already that was a pretty solid placement for week 1. Oh, RC off of the Arbiter sign hit with Stain, but getting Massao's burst out of the way. Now just continuing to apply pressure.
It is a bit interesting because I think especially when Kai comes to mind, Kai does have pretty decent option in Stun Dipper, especially after your fireballs. That's probably one RPS point that I wanna direct your attention to. What is LoHii gonna do and what is Massao gonna do after a Grave Reaper is thrown? Because if you go straight into the Crow, a lot of the times the Kai player can just, do Stun Dipper even on reaction.
You can definitely see the Street Fighter play qualities coming out of LoHii here. And the way that they're playing this, very much looking to use the kind of safe distance buttons that Testament has access to. And playing off of the hit confirms, just keeping it strong to the fundamental. That's going to give them the first point of the set.
I think that might be the reason why LoHii has decided to pick Testament for now. Because you do have a lot of pretty decent footsie options to just, play the matchup with your buttons. Because for Testament, the conversion ability is a little bit of a problem once you still haven't put the Succubus and the Stain on board.
Cross-up kick. Cross-up kick plus Stain that had a lot of potential to be a big combo, but unfortunately just didn't pan out as well.
Not ready to react to the teleport.
Aggressively teleporting, but Vapor thrust out of the way, and now own, unfortunately for Massao.
Yeah, I think Massao is
not
probably
getting the conversion.
worried about the burst there and letting the juggle height not, you know, persist as much as they needed to for that combo. It's up costing
Sometimes,
a bit here.
Yeah, these combos that require you to send your opponent very high up in the air and then meet them as they fall at a specific time can be quite tricky to land in the moment there's kind of a higher pressure scenario going on.
Ooh, that was a good idea from LoHii, not
really?
letting that heavy fireball from Kai fly the burst bait though.
Unfortunately, that Futurark just kind of going through.
Oh, the jump D, giving Massao a very big hit. And no OTG even needed. I think that was an opportunity for LoHii to reversal though. In the corner when you do like a meaty heavy fireball, you can definitely go for a Calamity 1. You can't really outspace that.
Oh,
This is the second flip kick, but we call those happy little resets. LoHii immediately ready to air dash out of the corner.
that Futurark without shock state is very minus, which allowed LoHii to just kind of take their turn and just steal the momentum away from Massao. Massao ready to read that teleport. You know, they've seen the LoHii start to have some tendencies, and trying to read your opponent when they have these kinds of options is very important.
That was actually
that's
super sick. I'm not sure if LoHii wanted to go for that jump D or the air throw, but that jump D works out. Even if that was, if they meant to do that, that's actually a very good option for Testament, because you can sort of just follow up afterwards, making them block the jump D. They're very minus, and then you can just.
It's got a fair bit of disjoint as well.
Yeah.
Alters your momentum, so makes you awkward to kind of hit in return. So
That's
that
one of the-
situation is just a really solid move.
Yeah, that's one of the normals that you should look forward to Testament players utilizing in the future even more. Yeah, look at that. There's
Yep,
that.
LoHii with
fireball.
a lot of meter here.
Oh, that time it was not fast enough. Massao has to be pretty careful getting to that low health range, but this will... unfortunate drop. That would have put LoHii in a kill range as well. Calamity 1, one of the slowest reversals in the game. 15 frames.
But even,
Competing.
especially when you have 100 meter, you can just make it safe. Then going for the grab out of it. That's all they needed.
Yeah, ready for the 6P once again. I want to say Testament 6P complements their kit very well. It's probably one of the best in the game, and this should be airtight because this is off stain, right? Can't jump
Yeah.
out of it. Gets
And
the
the-
overhead,
Oh,
but no
unfortunately
pickup.
unable to get the pickup out of it, but that would have been such a nice hit. Potentially a kill at that range, I'd say.
Oh, Massao has had really bad luck with these bounces here. Every time in the mid screen, just sort of bouncing Testament the wrong side.
And now very precarious position for them to be in, but they still clutch out the round, going into the final round of this game with burst ready. So more resources than LoHii. A solid start to getting them in shock state in the corner, knocked down.
Ah yes, this is the Kai gameplay, the strike throw. Which one
Oh.
is it gonna be?
It's going to be both, I think, as well. And
Yeah, just
crossing up it, just a little 5B is all you need.
all right. We are on board for both players. 2 on LoHii's account, 1 for Massao. The RPS is developing now. This corner situation, this is such a nice place for Testament.
Suddenly to just avoid anything that Testament could try to set up in terms of pro plays there.
Oh wow, we got the wild options on board. The dash DP. Oh, that works pretty well.
I guess because you're sliding forward, you're active through where the teleport's going to land for quite a bit. It gives you plenty of opportunity to hit Testament as they teleport.
Yeah, even though the teleport has pretty fast recovery, it's still, as long as
And-
you have something active. Bam!
Yes, all you need. Good recognition from LoHii there to RC out and then just go for the one last hit needed to finish off the rounds.
And yeah, like you said, because Calamity 1, one of the best features of Calamity 1 is the reach, so if you have 100 meter, it's very hard to bait it, because like even if you're like half screen away, the Calamity 1 is still gonna hit, and then you can RC it. Yes, immediate burst from LoHii, understands the amount of damage
You do not
potential.
want to be in that situation.
Now back to neutral, LoHii having
Still.
the meter advantage.
The
Spending
classic
50 on-
DRC into the grab. But that stun leaper again, being MVP of these interactions right now, and Massao is starting to take note of that and utilizing it to very good results.
Yeah, I wonder what the optimal counterplay for Testament would be, or what the button would be to call it out.
That 6H getting the counter hit, move that goes so far forward.
That's the optimal Kai damage. If you get that hit and you're in the corner, Kai can be Sol.
And it's still continuing.
Now what is LoHii gonna do with this very, very massive life disadvantage? Where
Oh, interesting. So Massao doesn't actually have didn't actually get a refreshed positive bonus. It seems to have just been the duration of the original positive bonus. Is that how that works?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
Because it looked like it ended very fast. We didn't get the arrows on the tension bar towards the end there, when I don't think it should have been long enough for it to end.
Ooh, nice read there from LoHii. Was probably wanting the cross up there because they were using jump K.
That 6B. Such a solid 6B. Dealing with that jumping heavy.
The Testament 6P probably has the
Ooh.
best horizontal range in the game. Ooh, that was a good
Unfortunately, getting counter hit.
Yeah, one downside of Testament 6P, it reaches far but is a little slow with 11 frame startup, so it might not be the button of choice to call out flip kicks. You might need 5P instead.
Now both players kind of at risk of dying here, just barely out of range to hit that 6H.
Ooh, a little bit of a delay there from 5K to 2D. Catches Massao doing something, securing the round for LoHii. Uh-oh, that's a big one,
no.
and LoHii doesn't
Yeah.
have the burst. Yeah, that's the big damage. But we still have a
With
decent
positive
buffer here.
bonus, Kai can still do a lot. Again, that Stun Dipper going far, getting the burst out of LoHii, but oh, the 6B hit. And Foodora cleanly finish it.
Yeah, that food tryout from Massao has been pretty good at catching LoHii, jumping
Yeah.
out, doing air fireballs, a lot of that stuff. And now got the corner, got the stain, but immediate. That was actually pretty good. Even if Massao got hit, that hit on LoHii was able to dissipate the stain. And as long as you don't have stain on you, Testament really doesn't have rewards on you either.
Yeah, especially without spending meter.
Nice side switch. And we're probably breaking the wall here.
Yeah, with quite a respectable amount of damage. But LoHii has 100 meter, and yeah, going to be able to just set up corner pressure unless the blue blue RC comes out. But still,
This is tough though. Oh, that's LoHii played that super well, I feel like. Because Massao was starting to have like almost 75 meter, there were so many options available if LoHii chooses to go in. So instead, choosing to play from like safe-ish distance, I mean, arguably Arbiter 1 still at that spacing is very punishable, but at least not DPable.
yeah. And at the end of the day, it's all about kind of risk management. You know, what is the safest hit that I can do that will just win me the round if it hits, or even on chip at that point,
Ooh, that's a good hit.
versus the potential. Oh, a good teleport and far slash there.
Far slash. Testament just seems to have really decent. Wow. Okay. I think LoHii might have been mashing out that RC there, getting accidentally an extra one, but enough slowdown to get the counter hit in the end.
It's advanced DM. I've never seen that. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for the very loud, not car, but motorcycle.
Hitting the throw.
It's very difficult.
Oh, again, the Stun Dipper is the tool of choice to prevent Testament from starting that game. It's like, because Testament's win condition basically is throw a fireball, then throw a crow. Once the stain is applied, then we get to play. But before that, like, they don't really have their big damage conditions on the table yet. And if you can spend meter to, like, make the stain go away, you would happily do so.
Yeah. Also, these Arbiter sign either confirms or just kind of making the move very safe from LoHii is something that I haven't seen Testament players do a lot.
Yeah,
and the creativity that LoHii's already started to show with those, and being able to kind of extend some combos off of stray hits at the end of block strings with that.
And also at neutral, I feel like LoHii's counter fireball game has been pretty well on point. Like the S Arbiter does call out people throwing fireballs mid or full screen pretty well.
Oh, that 6H just reaching so far, getting the counter hit.
The 2S smash works out for LoHii. Gets a little bit of screen space here. Oh wow, using the jump D to delay their air momentum. And the far slash works.
Far slash.
Wow, that was very preemptive. Nice sequence there. Not letting Massao get value for that heavy fireball. He has to RC there, otherwise LoHii would have been punished.
Yeah, that move is a -21 on block. Whoa!
Tricky! Cornering themselves, but at the same time tricking Massao. Switching the position. I think if Massao tries to hit the button there, they are going to whiff, so the only thing that they could have done is try to break the throw there. Very nice from LoHii.
I think that's Street Fighter player shenanigans coming out.
Yeah, now that you mention it, indeed. But just a casual 5B into a combo. That was a pretty decent anti-air combo as well.
Yeah.
That's
to show, you know, a lot of people underestimate Kai's conversion ability, but I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be.
Yeah, it really doesn't lack the conversions. It's just they just do a little less damage than maybe, you know, your body souls.
The 5D classic.
And another thing about choosing those anti-airs, if you choose 6B as your anti-air, you're generally not gonna get too much, but other buttons give you usually full combos, so that's the sort of risk-reward. 6B is the best hitbox, but also the lowest reward. I'm finding a low Arbiter.
Even with meter, a lot of characters struggle to convert off of their 6Bs.
Yeah, it is sort of purposely made that way. Because, you know, Strive has really good anti-air options with those 6Bs, but oh my goodness!
Oh yeah. Oh, very solid Vapor Thrust hit. Unable to go for a proper combo off of it, but got some more pressure down. Now LoHii with a lot of meter to play with. All of the resources in the world, but will get hit by that straight high hit. This is a really tough position also to burst out of.
Nice
you need to
reaction.
burst when you can just.
That's
you can
definitely
just reversal.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing you can do against it. But still, Massao coming on top that time and giving the chase. Very close by. Massao 3 points, LoHii 4 points. It's been pretty even so far. I feel like these two characters might be pretty good for each other, both having like very similar game plans, especially with, you know, Kai having access to that electricity, which gives you extra options, and then Testament having to apply that stain to get the most out of their hits as well. Oh, look at that, the 5B. Even a 5B is gonna go into sick conversions for Testament if you have the stain on.
Because the stain is always kind of a flat amount of knock-up, so you can basically set up most of the same combo anytime that you get a straight hit off of it.
Ooh.
Obviously, in some places on the stage, you're gonna go for different things, but rule of thumb, you can mostly get the same combo off of stage.
Ooh, misses the super input maybe. LoHii still having a chance here. Find the knockdown. Backs out of the Arbiter. And the jump gate, that was perfect spacing. Saw Massao dashing forward, the air dash out of the corner, and jump gate on the way out. Doesn't even need to convert it because that was the last hit point to shave off of Massao's life bar.
Yeah, and typically you don't get a lot of good combos out of jumping kicks, but you know, if it kills, that did enough damage. That was good enough conversion.
Yeah, generally, like, you need 50 meter for RC or the Stain to be able to convert out of that.
Just too out of range, but Massao doesn't tech away from the wall. Remains in place, and LoHii is able to keep the pressure going.
Alright, what's it gonna be next? Fortunately, Massao was able to get a small hit there, so erasing that Stain mark. But now in the corner.
6P putting in a lot of legwork, covering such a wide range of approach.
Right, opting to take the wall break with an non-super instead, giving LoHii so many options here. Alright, switch positions. This will be a hard comeback. Look at the amount of meter on LoHii. Yeah.
Oh, the unfortunate RC making that throw whiff.
That feels so bad, like having to Oki someone who has 100 while you have 0 yourself. Electricity at Pride, and another good escape from the corner. Massao returns the favor in kind.
That's a very key part of playing against Testament, is being able to escape those very nasty corner pressure strings, especially when they're able to be cycling Stain on you. But
yeah.
Massao, again, escaping very well, breaking the wall, a lot of life lead.
Wow, I swear the go-to option for LoHii after wall breaks has been just to BRC, and it has been working out so well. It's kind of like...
It's a very wild option because you can still do quite a lot out of it, and the blue RC slowdown forces your opponent to have to respect it, and sometimes it's not as simple.
Yeah, it's that classic stop time and see what they're doing. Oh, yep. Oh, doesn't get the punish timing. Oh, with the angle, the crow, able to check the stun dipper that time, and that's...
Oh,
good burst from Massao. That was very valuable.
Because that was just going to be death at that point. Now Massao has quite a bit of meter, but LoHii with, again, that Arbiter Sign RC and the 2P will just deny the continued block string.
Yeah, that idea from Massao was to try to give LoHii as many frames to hang themselves as possible, but that time LoHii went for a... not sure what kind of timing, but it was definitely a timing to catch. Wow, okay. The teleport is another tool for certain to deal with your opponent's fireballs, especially if you can throw the succubus sign behind the opponent. Of course, if you look at the spacing where Testament players usually are gonna be, when you throw a full screen fireball, the mark is usually gonna be on the front side, not giving you the most comfortable place to teleport to. Good hit,
really,
erasing the Stain.
It also, you know, there's a lot of... the situation ends up depending a lot on what your opponent does in response to that succubus placement. But again, Kai tries... apologies. The stun dipper is such a good button to deal with those kinds of angles at which the succubus are getting placed.
It's kind of... ooh, very nice escape from the corner. That really reminds you of Venom from older games. You have a ball behind you, you can't really commit very hard, because if they see you dashing forward, they're just gonna, in response, teleport out of there. And now LoHii, this is set point.
Yeah, managed to kind of run away with the score a little bit, and just continuing to play very safe just worked out for them. Baiting the burst out.
I think LoHii has just been displaying very good fundamentals. Nothing super fancy, just has the package together for, what is this day? This is week 2, right?
Yeah, week 2? Just under week 2. Tomorrow is going to be, I think, 2 weeks since this week's release, or 3? I need to go look at a calendar. But I do think it's tomorrow it's 2 weeks since they've released. Still, that's so much damage off of Kai.
But LoHii
Massao is definitely still in this.
Yeah, but LoHii is gonna get a burst back. So
yeah.
Next hit is not gonna be a kill. Oh, and I think LoHii probably will, just hold on to that burst. That's very smart, actually. Oh, LoHii buffering there.
You don't need to use it here, because there's still potentially one more round.
And now starting this round with that burst advantage. Oh, that was very good dash from Massao. I think that's probably what you want to do a lot of the times when you see Testament in the air. Just dash forward very aggressively. In case they throw an air fireball, you can usually sneak under and get a punish. Oh, good timing there.
And especially because, you know, they can throw the bird out in the air, they can catch you out like that. Because typically the bird covers quite a few of those aerial approach tackles as well. Now Massao here, we'll be getting one more point.
Staying alive, and we should definitely not count Massao out, especially based on that performance. This is still extremely doable. This is only 3 games that Massao has to still win. And the games have been very, very even so far.
Yeah, all the individual games have been very even. Yeah, exactly as we were about to say, sorry.
It really comes down to these couple of RPS interactions at neutral. Ooh, again, with the use of the stain, this should be unjumpable, maybe?
And this time getting the conversion out of the stain 5D hit.
Oh wow, Testament jump heavy is such a button! Even though it doesn't have like a whole lot of disjoint, it's one of those jumping buttons that just reaches so deep. And it comes up pretty fast as well, so... Plus frames out of the shock state. Now important pressure situation for Massao. LoHii finds a button out. And able to get out of the corner.
Yeah, just that half of Kai is far away from winning the set here, but Massao now said it's my turn to be pressing buttons. Look at all that damage.
And this burst hold for LoHii would probably indicate that they are not willing to burst this round again, which is super smart. Oh, they are! Alright!
Oh!
And not too bad. LoHii does have the meter to make up for it. Finds the interruption against Massao's potential throw attempt there. Is this gonna be it? LoHii
Massao just unable to burst against that combo because it's so well spaced from the left.
Oh, again the far slash! Finds the mark, forcing Massao the burst and runs into the overhead Arbiter sign from full screen. That has quite a bit of dead zone there. If Massao just hang back, it would have missed, but you know, they chose to commit that time, running straight into it, giving LoHii a 7-4 victory here. And I think, was that the first win for Testament in Bounty Hunters? I forgot if Gas won their set last week.
I don't recall. But even still, that was such a good showing. You know, definitely the most dominant we've seen Testament be so far.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of kind of the results themselves. The individual matches were very close, but LoHii just kept being that one step ahead on the last kind of important interaction. But Massao was able to read a lot of Testament's movements very well and kind of capitalize with Kai's movement.
And now we're gonna kick up a gear, potentially. ZoKHiZ, one of the top level competitors in Finland, facing off against Dovahchief, who we know for their Potemkin, definitely for the early lifespan of Strive. Now trying their hand at Testament. And ZoKHiZ has actually been very enthusiastic about this matchup. They've been asking to get matched up against a good Testament for a couple of weeks now. And here it is, finally a worthy opponent. And I gotta say, ZoKHiZ has been sort of zooming through all the Finnish Testament players so far. They've been playing against me, Satsu, I think against Matibo, LoHii, and I think a couple of others that I'm missing at the moment. So the experience in the matchup, as much as you can get so far, should be initially there. I think ZoKHiZ shouldn't be at this point surprised about anything that DovahChief can put to the table.
Man, DovahChief already level 600 on Testament. That's someone who's been grinding the character.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what comes out of someone who's already been playing that much.
Yeah, when you see these top level players picking up a new character, they're usually gonna develop very fast.
Yeah, and then, you know, obviously, when you have a player like ZoKHiZ who's so dominant, you know, both in results and in just the general gameplay, not, you know, just playing impressive, blocking the YRC.
But now DovahChief really low, yeah.
Yeah, then there's just any straight hit will go.
One thing you want to pay attention to in this matchup is Leo actually can challenge Testa's Fireball game pretty comfortably with S Sonic Booms being a fast poke that can go through Grave Reaper, but...
Yeah, we already saw the heavy Fireball playing against the Grave Reaper in the first round. But yeah, no, ZoKHiZ being oppressive with Leo's movement, just kind of going in, not allowing Testament the space they like to have to breathe.
Yeah, the scary thing about Leo is once Leo gets in, the damage discrepancy becomes pretty apparent. As Testament, you kind of have to set up your victory conditions first. Leo just needs one good hit.
Still, speaking of good hits, that's 60. Denying the Sonic Boom with the Arbiter Sign.
Yeah, Arbiter Sign, especially at that range, can definitely be a good checkup, especially against the heavy Sonic Boom. Good backdash out, ZoKHiZ.
Yeah, Leo just... Those fast steps, and now the conversion out of a DP. This might just kill. Yeah.
I think ZoKHiZ has been very aggressive at challenging out of those Stain hits, because if possible, you, of course, don't want to block Stain.
Also, I think he scored for DovahChief.
Oh, right, I did. Let me flip that. There we go. Nice jump out of the Arbiter Sign, and now, oh my goodness!
Burst.
Not just block, just IBs it. ZoKHiZ with a lot of juice to play with here. Yeah, I think ZoKHiZ respects the 6B from Testament quite a bit. They are
it's a
probably
really solid button at kind of denying approaches, so it makes sense.
You're probably not gonna see ZoKHiZ just straight out jump in a lot. They're gonna bob and weave, probably double jump, try to fake it, maybe use jump D to sort of create a different angle or timing of approach to make Testament with 6B.
Speaking of 6B being a good button, the hitbox just extends forward still quite a bit. He was able to take out the Leo there, send him back to his place.
Yeah, there we go, the S Sonic Boom just erasing the Crow, erasing the threat of the Stain there.
Still, you know, Leo, as much as he likes to play very up close, he still has some very respectfully ranged pokes. As we're being able to see, ZoKHiZ is able to just kind of step forward and contest space that, you know, Testament would optimally controlling.
Yeah, because Testament definitely has the range advantage with Far Slash, but the thing is that Far Slash is very slow starting at 13 frames, and if Leo is like close enough to hit their buttons like Far Slash 5 heavy, I think Leo will actually get there before Testament does so.
And ZoKHiZ here just kind of holding on to the burst, just realizing that they don't need to use it just now. Even when, you know, DovahChief got a fairly sizable hit, delayed continuing it to respect the burst, and ZoKHiZ just held on.
Oh, but ZoKHiZ doesn't care about that jump K, yeah, unless you convert
That's just kill.
Yeah, unless you convert that jump K into something. I don't think you're even gonna have a lot of frame advantage, considering how you hit it usually. Yeah, so far DovahChief has been able to apply the stain, but ZoKHiZ is so aggressive in, you know, preventing the stain from being applied, and when it is applied, yeah, look at that! ZoKHiZ just goes straight into it, preventing DovahChief from pressing buttons.
And it's very calculated aggression. It's not just a Leo player going in unga bunga. There's a lot of kind of deliberate oppressiveness happening here.
Yeah, it's definitely matchup knowledge. Just understanding how Testament's game plan works and trying to work around that.
You have, oh, I was about to say, good chance for Dova to apply some corner pressure, but unfortunately, that DP.
Oh, that was funny. The Rekka 1 went actually into the wrong direction for ZoKHiZ there after the DP conversion.
Even the Leo doesn't know if he's in back turn or if he's just facing the other side.
Oh, ZoKHiZ is so ready for that. And now off that flash kick. That flash kick being oh so powerful for Leo, able to start or get your game plan started, getting your victory condition on the table afterwards. Wow!
Oh, that jump dust avoiding the 6-speed and hitting behind, and that just kills.
That's such a nice tool that ZoKHiZ has been using against pretty much all the Testament players has been playing with so far. The jump D sort of delays your momentum, so has potential of baiting the 6P and then combining it with the RC. You will have a pretty decent situation afterward. You can kind of like force your way in with that if you have 50 meter available. Again, the close slash hitting so high up in the air from Leo. Yeah, again. And ZoKHiZ finding hit after hit, putting DovahChief once again in the corner. Oh, unfortunately too far.
ZoKHiZ has shown themselves to be quite respectful, even if the gameplay hasn't looked like it. I think that last little interaction just...
Who still gets knocked into the Succubi?
And still gets a stain applied.
Oh my god, but...
Very good for Dova.
Good jump out.
And that 6-speed will catch out.
I feel like a lot of Testament's follow-up pressure is kind of vulnerable against up-backs and just neutral jumps. And I've been trying to figure out ways of preventing that myself as well. And ZoKHiZ making very good use of those gaps. Oh no, gets a heavy fireball off.
Oh, the cross-up gets grabbed out of it.
Oh, the perfect distance. ZoKHiZ always sets that Rekka 2 or that Berserker slash up by being at the most annoying distance. Oh, I'm surprised. I think ZoKHiZ could...
ZoKHiZ wasn't... Oh, wow, that collapse!
Really?
And the 6-speed. DovahChief getting themselves onto the board now.
Was that 6-speed that clashed with the Leo Super there? That was some...
I think it was.
That was some bruh shit right there. Speaking of...
I'd be molding if I was ZoKHiZ right now, because who can see that coming? Who can expect to have to cancel out a flash at that situation?
That Super has so many invuls as well. That is nuts.
Oh, but the guard cancel hit.
Again, aggressively.
Getting hit.
Dash jumping forward, not getting stuck in those arbiters.
Oh, just jumping out, not even being forced to block that. And now that's going to be so much damage.
Yeah, especially I want to highlight ZoKHiZ's defense in the corner. It's just been so good. DovahChief hasn't had any success for any of those stain situations so far. And especially if you're just, you know, used to your opponents respecting your pressure too much in the corner, this kind of active defense might come as a surprise for you. Again, ready to
speaking of active defense, another TP just coming out.
Oh, the classic set play. Oh, but doesn't get the follow-up.
But still manages to set Succubus, keep the stain going. LoHii's having the awareness to block high.
DovahChief getting to keep the momentum, getting to keep the corner with that burst. Ooh, that was tricky.
Ooh, that teleport back into grab.
Yeah, in general, ZoKHiZ has been super good at dealing with those teleports so far, but especially in those scramble situations with RC slowdown, it's gonna be hard to keep up. And now ZoKHiZ scoring a big combo, very sizable life lead here, as well as resource lead.
And then the air grab just to send DovahChief back to the corner, but that corner escape. Oh.
The spacing, yeah, look at that. The spacing is so awkward. Even if you are reacting to it, the throw there is very difficult to time. Now DovahChief, big damage opportunity, but misses it. That's a tragedy. That could have, like, DovahChief had so much meter there. That could have actually been very close to a kill. But I think they went for the deep dash, trying to get a close slash pickup. Unfortunately, getting a far slash in return, so not having the best options to cancel off that.
But you know, we're seeing DovahChief definitely kind of getting the hang of this matchup and dealing with a lot of the aggressivity that's coming out of ZoKHiZ's Leo right now. And you see that playing a little bit more aggressive themselves, kind of not allowing ZoKHiZ to have all of that stage real estate to work on. As I say that, just getting.
I feel like
still such a sizable combo.
DovahChief is definitely adapting, but you know, it's starting to be a lot of points racked on ZoKHiZ's account. How much more opportunities do we have for downloading information or adjusting at this point is gonna be the big question. And ZoKHiZ probably doesn't really have to change anything about their game plan. Even if they run with the same stuff, they are very likely to score those big hits enough to grasp the win here.
And now there's some dust combo come out.
Speaking of big hits, DovahChief on the back foot. Ooh, Brave throw. But Brave is definitely what DovahChief needs for now.
Fortunately, that bird coming out just as the Succubus disappears and doesn't get the angle that would hit the Leo at that point. Unfortunately for ZoKHiZ, that isn't enough to kill. And now DovahChief has one last chance.
Yeah.
And ZoKHiZ just calling out the teleports. And now we're on set point.
That is very, very tempting because, like, as soon as the heavy fireball for Leo has been set in motion, it's hard to get a easy way out of that situation, and you would much love to teleport past that, but at the same time, Leo on the other side will not let you for free, for sure. Again, the so aggressive far slash immediately coming up for ZoKHiZ, not letting DovahChief get any value out of that stay in state. Ooh, that was actually sick.
RCing to follow up and hit that burst. Oh no, the DP on the teleport, getting fat counter hit.
Yeah, that's gotta be ZoKHiZ
quarter advantage.
Oh, that was pretty amphibious there. ZoKHiZ not being able to get through with the super. Yo,
And
that
the
was
air
nice.
grab to finish it off.
Very good read from DovahChief. Was probably about to say that, yeah, I think you're not gonna jump in on my 6P, so I'll chase instead your double jump. Nice whiff punish, but again, for K, the standing K, not giving Testament a lot without Stain. Walking in the right direction, but plus frames. Uh-oh.
No stashes. The reversal super will catch though, allowing DovahChief to kind of get out of this corner situation. Oh, prevents a DP from starting with the little pro.
Oh no! The deep
Unfortunate first scenario. Scenario timing. Sorry.
Using the trying to
Now there's
push
going
shots
to be
away.
a lot of pressure going.
Oh no, whiff punish attempt.
Oh, and now this is just a tiny bit of chip. Will
Nice,
do
good
it.
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that time ZoKHiZ, I understand, like, they didn't really necessarily need to have the 50 meter there for the RC. One jump D hit would have done it, but at the same time, making the approach a little more
Grab
predictable.
out of the Berserker Slash. That is, the Berserker Slash is that, right? Not
Yeah,
confusing.
yeah. You can call it that.
I'm not
No,
very
it's-
sure on Leo's move names.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
speak German.
like, yeah, same. I mean, who remembers the names? It's like names of the moves are like 1, 2, 3. You can't even call them like Rekka 1, Rekka 2, and Rekka 3 anymore either, because they're not a Rekka sequence per se in this game. Alright, that's a very decent startup for the round. Able to find the gap, just jump out of that pressure. And now ZoKHiZ, good 6P. Yeah, with the combination of the FD, pushing those /5 heavy cancels far away to get their own 6P in there. But ZoKHiZ finds the overhead. Uh-oh! Find the low.
You're in the Vortex Forever zone, and that will just kill. And now ZoKHiZ one round away from winning the set, and DovahChief still having a lot of legwork to do.
That round
Solid
start
round
too heavy.
start. Just DP into DP. Oh no!
Oh, bringing
Now the
out this
command
tool
grab.
for the first time in the set, in the decisive round. At this point, DovahChief definitely not thinking about that. The low arbiter sign, catching ZoKHiZ's start.
Doing
Jump
this
start,
teleport
but-
grow.
Oh, is that gonna be
Opted,
it?
But unfortunately punished out of it, and that's what ended up costing the set.
You know, that last interaction has occurred so many times. ZoKHiZ was completely ready to deal with the teleports. I think a lot of the times, especially towards the end, ZoKHiZ just choosing to respect, waiting for the teleport animation and having the perfect timing to press a button, not letting, you know, DovahChief getting out of the corner, not able to flipping the position, no free pressure resets, no nothing, no sir. We will prevent that, and yeah, I guess it went as I would have imagined, considering how much ZoKHiZ lapped for that matchup. It would have been surprising if ZoKHiZ let any of the basic Testament, like week 1 stuff fly through.
Yeah, that looks like such a difficult matchup. I think any character that can kind of contest that same space that Testament wants to be acting in, be it through powerful movement or just, you know, their own long-reaching or disjointed normals, I think Testament is going to struggle until people kind of develop more tech and get more comfortable playing at those ranges.
And another thing about, you know, if you want to sort of bait out their aggression, make them whiff, it's once you apply Stain, and especially Succubus, you are actually on a timer on Testament side, because like Succubus will only last on the screen for a couple of seconds, Stain will last for like what, 4 or 5 seconds or something like that. You are somewhat on a timer to, you know, attempt to make your, you know, strikes connect at that point. And as a result, you can kind of become too predictable. And if you don't want to be predictable, you might just run out of your, you know, timer on those victory conditions. So I wonder if something I've been thinking about that would be kind of cool for a Testament is to have those succubus marks and maybe even the stain, you know, having their timers extended a little.
Though I do also wonder how much of this is going to change as people get a bit more confident and potentially kind of play Testament a little more aggressively than we've seen happen. I wonder how they could fare when played like that. Now we're gonna go on the Kai versus Zato matchup, which is
so
interesting. I always love watching Zato play.
Yeah, especially since, you know, it's that character that requires a little bit of finesse, and when you find a player who has mastered it, it's a sort of a rare treat, unless you're watching like top tournaments every week, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on how much you're tuning into LoHii stream.
Right. But Creed Kai from Turkey facing off against Day Zato from Germany. Let's get it on. Wow! If that's not a Kai round start, then I don't know what is.
Ooh, paper thrust on the frog, and now just... Oh! Creed stepping back a little bit and allowing the escape from the corner on the Zato side, and now Eddie gauge is full. Never mind. Another grab.
Critical whiff there, and now in this situation Zato doesn't really have a lot of good defensive tools. All you can make use of is your universal mechanics. Maybe YRC, maybe burst, maybe backdash, but other than that, not a whole lot.
My water bottle fell. I'm really sorry, everyone.
Ooh, Greed, very on top of that. Doesn't let Day throw them.
All those 5P is actually getting high out of Zato's space, but
utilizing the YRC, getting a little bit of breathing room to get the puppet out. Finds out overhead, but no hit confirm, unfortunately, and immediately goes into the DP. Yeah, the DP is gonna be like a better option as long as the puppet is not out. If the puppet is out, you do have a bigger chance of running into the puppet or Lord knows
oppose. Yeah,
oppose.
And there it is. These pressure sequences from Zato can be very difficult to deal with. I think this is kind of a match that keeps going both ways. Yeah, both of this round just keeps bouncing back and forth between both players, having the kind of driver's seat.
Yeah, it's very important to be on the dishing end of the momentum for sure. Zato, of course, can keep you in a block string for a very long time and run their mix-ups, and then you being a very low defense character as Zato will bleed against Kai when he gets in. Again, wow, the DPs have been working out so well for Greed so far. Oh, but there's the oppose.
Getting interrupted out of Greed Sever. That's such a massive combo. And the Sword Super to just refill the Eddie gauge, and Day's just going to be able to have resources again.
Sets out the Froggy just perfectly to catch Greed coming in from the air. Lots of back and forth for the first round.
Yeah, that's crazy. Out of that match, you could not tell me who is favored to win in this set right now. Because both players just kind of kept taking the driver's seat. Yes, speaking of,
very good timing on the burst there, getting a gold instead of blue, and now back into the same situation.
6B is so strong.
Yeah, it's one of those. Oh, nice jump out of the command grab, but doesn't get a punish. There's the DP. Again, the puppet is not out. We're DPing for sure. They kind of had the right idea there. Don't want to let Kai be too greedy. Greed being greedy with the heavy fireball. Nice defusing the situation. Immediate burst.
Once again, that DP, another DP, just kind of getting Greed out of any pickle they've been in so far.
At this point, the message has probably been sent. Greed saying that Look, I am going to be
Oh,
very
look at that
aggressive.
snipe on Eddie. But unfortunately, getting grabbed out. But unfortunately for Day, getting grabbed out as well. Eddie oppose and
able to hit the burst at the perfect timing.
the command grab just takes it. Yeah. 2-0 for Day.
Very good plays from both players. That's like, the pace is very fast. You gotta actually appreciate Greed's burst timings. They've been super on point here. And you better have your bursts on point, especially like all your universal mechanics on point, because Zato is very vulnerable to all of those. Bursts, wire Cs, those will kill Eddie.
Well, that close slash counter head starter could have been very dangerous.
Nice jab there.
Oh, breaking the law to just get out and reset. But Greed will just maintain more pressure going.
Wow, finds a gap again. Barely within that 5D. Very dangerous. Oh, this time not in range.
Oh no.
Yeah, understandably being very careful there when jumping in against oppose. One of the biggest
But now
combos in the game.
There was no Eddie for a little bit and Greed was able to become aggressive. Another YRC.
Very nice. Fireball from a perfect angle. Makes the little guy go away again. A good idea for Day. That was definitely where you should be challenging, but a little too late. And that trade does not work out for Day.
Oh, Day has been pretty on point with these call-out grabs. Now breaks the wall but has no Eddie gauge, so forced to kind of back up for a bit.
Yeah, you kind of do have option here with the 50 meter to sort of instantly refill it if you go for Sun Void with the sword. Good response there, throwing at full range, and again the aggressive DP into counter hit, but
Oh no!
lots of
Burst
spaghetti.
still had Greed airborne.
And that's a
the
fully
full
charged
hit.
5D. Bets the
That's-
farm on... How much is the startup of the fully charged? Is it 28 frames?
I think it is 28. It's something around that, you know, give or take a frame. Oh, that 2H counter hit would have been such a massive hit for Greed to get taken by. So
Yeah, Greed will
decision
definitely
to
happily
burst
burst there.
there, killing the little guy, getting bursted away.
Oh, too close! The old kite curse. Now setting it up would be very nice to get a back throw here. Ooh, with a little bit of a cheeky miss there on Fireball. Working the corner. Doesn't get the cleanest of Okies, but you know, it is Zato on defense, but what are they gonna do?
Oh, and that neutral hit 5D kind of allowed Day to just get out, even if it was a hit on Greed's part. And now, Day just kind of pushing forward with the pressure. Just taking the round win.
Comfortable check with far slash, catching Greed, pressing buttons there. Very nice, able to persevere through the full Eddie gauge, and now a little bit of a respite. Time to go on offense. Nice, catches little Eddie on the way out. But after killing the puppet, you still need to gain access to the main body. Wow, the
Ooh.
reversal throw once again.
Good call out.
Oh no!
Oh, that is an unfortunate burst. And now Day just kind of gets free reign to keep up pressure. This command grab is going to make Day come out of it with a full Eddie gauge and a full bar of tension to kind of keep playing around.
Trying to struggle the best they can, but they still in the end finding the hits. That's one thing you can do is try to be very annoying with how you sort of try to struggle out of those situations. If you can get like a backdash off or a jump off and they hit you in the air, you make yourself way harder to convert depending on what option they committed to. Wow, the immediate reflect there. Yeah, recognizes that jump in was connected from very...
Oh, being safe from the DP. That could have gone very bad for Greed.
It's the 6B and able to start, initiate the pressure. Oh wow, holding that pose for so long. Taking the throw, this time Greed not biting. But the sequence is good and Greed,
Yeah,
this time...
even the Eddie-less pressure is so on point that it's very difficult to deal with and find those gaps if you don't have experience playing against Sato. And just before you know it, you may just lose your chance to go out against it.
Ooh, perfectly timed jump here.
Hey, good hitting with the 5D and maintaining more pressure going on.
But that was not charged and Greed did not have the 50 meter there. Same situation once again. What's
Still,
wow.
He gets grabbed out.
Oh.
But the grabs, they again.
Oh, the reversal!
The reflect once again.
The reversal reflect there.
Yeah, this guy really enjoys. This is gonna hit. Just barely shy of killing. But yeah, no, since Kai players love going for that Oki heavy fireball, it's, you know, a good call out if you feel you have the timing. Just go for the reflect on wake up.
It only works if it's not perfect meteorite, because that shouldn't reflect on frame 1, or does it?
I wouldn't know. I can check actually. It's not because that feels like a very vital thing for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if it's set up as a meaty, you shouldn't be able to get it out like that. But you know, if you recognize the setup and recognize the spacing.
So yeah, Drunkard Shade only reflects from frame 3.
Yeah, that's kind of aligns with what I was thinking.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It would be really strong.
But it is still a decent option to RPS with. Like I said, you can sort of eyeball the spacing, and if you deem that the heavy fireball is not hitting meaty, then by all means get a free fireball of your own. Ooh, perfect airflow, snatching them out of the sky, and now with a little bit of electricity. Good hold there.
Oh,
big gold burst.
Place for a gold burst.
Not only kills.
Setting up.
Oh, they tried to get a gold burst of their own, but Greed was on top of it. And now this corner pressure with 50 meter, getting dangerous. Oh, that's punishable.
But Eddie is nearly back, and now Bay's able to just throw it out, throw out that oppose. Getting the sword to reset it, and now there's. I was about to say there's going to be a lot of corner shenanigans happening, but
again, Day recognizing that spacing, there is definitely a gap there. Yeah, just goes for the classic, the throw, thinking that they probably not in a position to break the throw here. Oh wow, that works. That gives actually a combo. Oh my goodness, that could have been a very big damage. Like even that dealt like a lot of damage.
The air grab once again. In the end, Zato is a fairly frail character, so getting those straight hit combos can be devastating. To Zato's helpful.
But now, when we get in this situation, you're not gonna get to play a whole lot until that little guy is gone. Ooh, big whip there on the 2 heavy, but luckily, little guy coming to back you up. The Sun Void, set it up. Get a new guy.
Oh, just trying to snipe the Eddie out with those air fireballs.
And finds the command grab.
Still, there's another round on this one game to go through. And Greed can still equal the score out.
Oh no! Greed doesn't have a burst here!
He's out of the air by 2H.
Yeah, 50% damage at least for getting hit by counter hit 2 heavy from Zato.
Yeah.
Nice to 6p, and now...
now the life lead on base side is massive.
Oh,
with just 1 health, yeah, the 5p will will contest it. Now I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Zato 2H, that's a guillotine chop in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that Greed got severed?
Oh, you're right.
I'm really sorry.
That just blew my mind.
Oh, the Zato pressure sequences are so difficult to pinpoint where the openings are, and even when there are, they being ready with that 6B.
Oh, wow, I didn't block the second hit. Maybe he was trying to throw between the hits there.
Can you throw between the hits? Oh, nice air grab once again.
I think so, and that would have been a good punish for Zato as well. I think Zato has a lot of difficulties getting a relevant punish other than just, you know, gambling into a puppet activation. Yeah, because a lot of close range hits, especially off P buttons, are gonna be just like that.
Oh, that is unfortunately burst safe.
The Froggy catching
those
Greed.
spaced out moves for Zato are very good. Even if you might get Eddie with your burst, you're not guaranteed to hit the actual main body, and you might just be putting yourself in a place to get hit by one of the normals.
And they once again managing to get airborne. That's like, I feel like one of the go-to ways for Zato players to defend themselves. Once you get the jump off, you have so many options for your timings with your flight. And a pretty decent jump in buttons to go along with it. But the struggle is getting airborne out of people's pressure.
Oh, gold burst. And another gold burst. Immediately going for the sword to refresh and summon Eddie behind Greed and going for the frog. And now the 100 meter on the RTL and just going for a reset.
I guess just wanted to have that save, like perfect position for Oki with that 100 meter.
Yeah. Though I do wonder if there was a bit of fear for going for Fireball Oki when, you know, so many times they has been able to reflect it back.
That was an interesting wall stick there.
Yeah, just the frog bounced back, got the wall to stick, and Day was still turned back to wall.
And now it's starting to be very, very important matches here. If Day manages to get one more, it will definitely get very suffocating for Greed.
Yeah, and that pressure of any round could be your last in a set can be devastating when you're playing from behind, because it's very difficult to kind of maintain your headspace. And once again, Day going for the reflect on wake up, or not on wake up, but on the heavy fireball. But
yeah, I think that's actually a better option, because before they tried to contest it with like 2S several times and it didn't quite work out, but the reflect has been working out so much better. It is essentially a 3-frame startup move, whereas your normals are gonna be much slower than that.
That 6B, that Zato 6B is such a strong button. Slightly slower than other 6Bs, but with such a advantageous hitbox.
Oh wow, does he want the wall break here? Doesn't manage to get it though.
Blocking the 5D, and now...
Is that gonna go through? It indeed will, and that's gonna break the wall as well.
Oh, that's so much damage.
Yo!
And just a 5D to finish it off. That's all you need.
What a crazy, crazy gamble for Greed there. The super, I was not expecting that, and Day probably wasn't either.
Okay. If it's a gamble and you win, it's not a gamble, it's a read.
And a pretty decent read at that. I guess like supers in general will power through little guy, so not all that bad. Because if Greed doesn't hit that super there, they're probably gonna fall into Day's pressure, and that's not an optimal place to be.
That little frog snipe.
Whoa! Did you see that? Footsies, man! Lekin där. Setting up the fireball. This time it's tight enough, so Day not feeling like going for the reflector.
Oh, but that there's going to be a very minus guy on the other side of that RTL.
The movement, waiting out the Eddie Gauge, catching into the pressure. That Greed is persisting. That was very good defensive sequence. That's exactly the kind of sequence that Greed is gonna need more often.
Feels so much pressure coming out of Day right now. Just trying to suffocate Greed out. And look at that. There's enemies coming from all around you. But
yeah, that's
Stun Dipper will just snipe out the little guy. And unfortunately the DP into the oppose. A very dangerous move.
Oh, the Sunburn whiffs! And Greed wasn't ready to react to that.
Yeah, the placement of Eddie behind him.
I was
like 6B.
I was completely ready to be blocking that Sun Void as well. Oh, this is damage.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage. Playing ping pong with Greed's body right now. And now, very close to hitting that set point position.
Right, important one, flipping the position here. Oh no, the combo doesn't quite connect. That was a very good chance for Greed as well, because they did
that
not
would have been
have
so much damage. Yeah,
they didn't have any defensive resources to play with there either.
Now, 6 points today. Just one more game is necessary to win the set.
6B not getting there in time, however. Wow, alright, just driving the jump-ins in, and it's actually very interesting from the older games. Usually Zato would be pretty vulnerable against jump-ins for not having access to a good anti-air, but in this game they have the 6B.
Yeah, and it's, you know, especially in the context of Strive, which has such strong 6Bs, Zato's is pretty incredible.
But 6B ain't gonna help you here, Greed. Getting around and saying, yeah, I still wanna play this. Give me that 4. We're on the chase, baby.
And the DP, a good escape, but unfortunately it's put back into a position of pressure. No Eddie right now, but the command grab will last long enough for Eddie to come back.
Oh, okay, choosing to take the wall break here. But yeah, the Eddie expired there prematurely because didn't have the full gauge there to begin that pressure with a critical clash. That could have been super bad. Greed still somehow alive. And Greed is persevering, but this is bad. The 50 meter guaranteeing the pressure.
Forced to burst. Not necessarily forced, but yeah, to stay in this round, definitely. And now, Day has gone into the final round, in the potential final round.
That burst was a bit of a gamble here, so Greed potentially not getting burst in this round, this very crucial round. Nice, makes it whiff. And
I do understand the mentality though, because, you know, being in that position where you're defending the very potentially final round can be a very, again, suffocating position to be in. So kind of just trying to salvage a round that's not yet as crucial and
a
can help you out.
Single burst can actually get a lot of done against Zato, even if they have life to spend. Ooh, missing the wall break once again.
Yeah, but that's splat too far up, but...
Oh, missing with the super, maybe? Greed still somehow alive.
I think they just were going for the wall slump there.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Oh no. Reset on corner position as Zato is very good.
Oh, very patient choice there.
Such a close round. Fortunately, Greed has just gotten the burst back.
Oh,
and will actually take a 4th point.
Wow, having the guts to play the super dangerous option as the last one. That time Day did not flinch.
A pretty uphill battle, but definitely Greed is not out of this one.
Yes, no, not by any means.
Oh, 6H beating out the 6B.
Oh, another
6H big hit once again. That can be a lot. Now Eddie pressure into the corner. The gauge is gone, but they potentially has meter to get Eddie back.
Back and forth. First I get the corner, then you get the corner, then I get the corner. Oh no, but then...
And now I get to play ping pong with you.
Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh, not getting the finish there, even with the 100
2 bars of meter.
Yeah, Creed
And
would have had
drills.
would have had to hold that for so long because they still had 50 meter. And again, knocking on the heaven's door, this checkmate position. Ooh, far slash, we'll take that anti-air. Creed at this point will take anything at all to get some bit of an advantage here.
The jumping slash will unfortunately...
Good check.
Zato's little 2S hand. I'm fairly sure that is 2S. Still reaches quite far forward.
Well, that's one way to prevent them from going for the reflector. And a fully
And
charged
a full
5D.
charge. That can kill at this range.
Is that's so close?
Oh, fortunately it doesn't get the full combo.
Oh,
But Vapor Thrust.
oh, the old faithful. It's been doing so much work for Creed this set. Probably the optimal conversion. Oh no, but this will be...
This will be pain.
And Creed, no
Yeah,
burst.
the wall breaking relatively fast is probably good for Greed, even if there was so much damage already.
Oh, thank
out
God.
of YRC.
Stun Dipper was far enough to get the combo. Oh, from the back! Perfect read from Day! The neutral jump! Baits the... Creed Sever, sorry, the Stun Dipper. And that's gonna be enough.
Oh. So such a good effort from Greed, kind of keeping their wits about them till the very end. It was really well played.
But speaking of well played, really nice Zato performance. Beautiful Guilty Gear. Yeah, you don't get to see this kind of Zato stuff all too often. Extremely well played for both of these players. I especially, like... I'm surprised how often Greed was actually able to find, you know, aggressive options out of Zato's pressure. Definitely not the first time they were playing against Zato, that's for sure.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice and knowing what the character is actively trying to do to deal with a lot of these blocks. Now, while we wait for SPF, I need a moment, excuse me, but we have Oni coming next.
If you're a Kai fan, fear not. We've got one more for the road. It's gonna be a classic footsie matchup. Kai versus Faust. SBF 25 from England, facing off against Dr.Toni from Portugal. Right, SPF is on the way. Handshaking with the server. Ooh, we still have 3 really good matchups here. Coming up after this, we've got a crazy finish mirror, Zing versus Shady, as well as CarrotOfWisdom versus Deckzone. Lots of fireworks still on the menu. We got SPF in the lobby. And we are ready to roll. Who would have thought that this day comes when we get 3 Kai players, not one, not 2, but 3 Kai players during the same event.
And now, against my own local Toni, I'm really excited to see, because again, I was saying this at the start of the show today. I don't really know how this matchup would go. So green Kai skin? I've never seen anyone use green Kai.
I wonder, is this a Kai advantage matchup? You would argue that fireballs are probably fairly good, and Kai should have, like, both of these characters have similar feeling in their buttons, but Kai just has a little bit more oomph.
Oh, that trumpet keeping Sally back into the corner. But I have to say, I think what I was thinking is that with tools like Reed Sever, like Fireball, are probably really good at keeping Faust from being able to throw out. Oof, that's just going to kill outright.
That would have been extra damage at
From
the end
the
there as
bomb,
well.
yeah, there was still going to be a bomb there, so yeah, no, Sally was super dead. But no, what I was trying to say is that, you know, Kai seems to have the tools to keep Faust from being able to use items outside of situations where they're guaranteed. And I think Toni is kind of realizing that and, you know, not going for any, like, space-neutral items right now.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, because I feel like Strive Faust especially revolves around the items very much. I mean, all Faust iterations, obviously, but especially in this version where you're...
Yeah. Oh, the mix, making it safe with meter to get out of the corner.
Now that's an escape Tatsu if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, mix is typically very unsafe. A lot of Faust players complain about it. And so, especially Toni is the main person I hear complaining about it, but, you know, if you have the meter, you can make it safe.
Ooh, taking the hit there, so Metagiri or snip, kind of missing. Wow, speaking of, you thought ZoKHiZ was sick at calling out Testament's teleport. Get a load of this dude.
And also that trumpet just expiring as Toni walks on top of it was so unfortunate. On the crawl under heavy fireball. That is going to be very good for Faust. Is, you know, that crawl hitbox, or hurtbox rather, is so advantageous in some matchups.
Yeah, a lot of really cool interactions, especially like not only fireballs, but also like can go under a lot of characters' far slashes, for instance, creating like super unique RPS interactions.
Yeah, bursting out of the Afro explosion is probably wise, but that crawl under DP, getting a punish out of it, was going for the baseball bat swing on the donut. Oh, unfortunately he drops it, but
Something I gotta say about Toni is like Faust is a low damage character, but every time I see them play, it just feels like they're getting so much out of their hits. It's kind of, I guess it's when you make optimal conversions happen. It's like the damage.
Also yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just that weight hitting, stopping the fireball just as it was about to reach Faust.
Oh my god, there's so much stuff.
Peak Faust gameplay.
Barely able to air dash out of that. Wow, straight into the super.
And
that's like
getting hit on the teleport.
2 out of 2 teleports called out. I wonder. I'm a little skeptical where those like on purpose. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say that those were the sickest reactions or sickest reads in the universe, and SBF
bouncing bag head.
And
Where
SBF
is
just
SBF from, by the way?
SBF is from England.
Oh, interesting. They're a new name here in the Bounty Hunters, are they not? Or at least not someone who has participated in the
Yeah, this is a first-time participation, and because we're a family-friendly program, I'm not gonna spell out SBF's full name. JK.
Oh no.
We're definitely not family-friendly here. Fuck that shit.
I think Guilty Gear of all the games just isn't able to be very family friendly, especially considering we're about to have an Eno on screen soon.
But where's Ino's Nippies? Why Arxis?
Well, have you seen the mod that turns her into her Exert design? She does take off her jacket. Oh, blocking the DB.
Ooh, milking the full damage here. Is that actually gonna go
And
into
with
wall
the
break?
Afro extension.
This is exactly what I was talking about. You
Who
wouldn't...
says Faust doesn't have combos?
Right, you don't often see that kind of damage coming up from Faust. But now?
And now the dragon install.
Oh my goodness.
Golbargs still hits on the head throw.
Another one!
Oh no.
2 touches, and all your life gone.
6 beyond mix. Classic response.
And a very nice response. Dive under. It's not only Faust who gets to sort of go under in a lot of these RPS situations. Kai also with the Scum Dipper. Very fast 5-frame startup on the low profile.
Damn, that's already a lot of life out of Toni just off of round start, essentially.
Oh, I like that, the
Playing
RPS
ping
there.
pong. Now there's a lot of items coming, but... Oh,
Wait, it was Toni!
it was the Hurtbox extension made him die to the bomb after 6H.
I thought it was Toni who was gonna, you know, come on top of that. It was a lot of,
Unfortunately, that was a certified Faust moment.
yeah, a lot of good choice, like bursting SBF into the bomb and stuff like that, but in the end, your own items working against you, that's sometimes how it goes.
The pressure sequence with the trumpet and burning afro. Oh, not even the mini Faust is gonna help you out of this combo, Toni. And unfortunately, that's going to be a very rough situation to be in.
Utilizing the very comfy conversion into a wall break from half-ish screen.
Oh, just barely that bomb doesn't hit.
And I swear,
Now
You're-
full bar of meter. What will
losing-
Toni do with it?
what do you
Of
think?
course.
Oh my god, there's so much, and it still keeps going.
Oh no! That was really unfortunate. There were so many items. Of course, there would be a trumpet in there that forced Toni to just be blocking and stop the pressure.
I didn't check how much damage all those items did, but
Running into his own head throw and getting fully comboed out of it. Oh no!
6P from downtown, getting SPF
We're
the pressure.
experiencing all of the Faust moments happening in front of us.
Ooh, the swipe whiffs, but still gets it. SBF.
SBF taking a 3rd point.
It's funny because it does seem like Toni is like sort of in control a lot of the times, but somehow just SBF manages to sneak in enough stuff and just steal these crucial rounds.
Yeah, I think Toni is playing this really well, but unfortunately he's still playing Faust. Is the reality of the set.
Uh-oh, missing with the 6 heavy. Now here comes SPF. We're going coast to coast.
SDF just taking a chance of every kind of scenario they've been faced with and just knowing when to go in, when to hit.
Yeah, and the damage that SPF just did
And the
out
Pro
of that...
RC command grab.
Ooh, tried to be sneaky and dash all the way through and get a throw.
Here we're gonna have pressure extension with the trumpet. Another Crow RC into command grab.
Not this time. Toni finally getting one of those teleport RCs out.
Well, that's Toni's favorite thing to do.
Must have been feeling pretty bad that the 2 teleports earlier were called out. Oh, is that... Oh, the bomb. Might have been giving extra damage, I'm not sure.
Oh, now we have a Kai with an Afro putting pressure on you, but getting hit by the instant overhead.
Oh, that's under...
Crawl
The
under the...
RPS.
Oh, very good.
Perfect read. Yeah, that's one of the downsides of Kai's DP historically. It reaches very high, reaches very behind Kai, but the vulnerable spot is the feet. It's very easy to low profile under.
Oh, those Faust jabs are so nice. Oh.
Perfect timing on the ping pong.
And now the bouncy head.
Right, we're taking this damage.
Faust being able to take his own afro and be advantageous off of it. The cross of Crow.
Oh, the
Mini Faust saving the day, but unfortunately mix.
That was pretty sick.
Too unsafe versus 6Ps.
I think Toni also already had crossed up with that mix, but 6P from the king still reaches from behind.
Oh, now you're gonna get eaten. Now the OTG hit.
Yo, that was so good. Recognized that Toni was so high and just diving under the love bomb.
Now this is a very rough position to be in, but still manages to get out with those patented Faust jabs. And now the guy taking the trumpet during the command grab, preventing Toni from actually getting like advantageous results out of the command grab.
Oh, tried to get
SBF.
trumpet.
Oh, gets grabbed out of the air.
That was kind of funny. You could see the little shuffle, Toni sort of taking a back step, trying to get the trumpet, but missing it the first time.
That is the unfortunate reality of the trumpet item. It's at the very least kind of neutral in the matchup. It's not directly beneficial to Faust, especially because it has a very high chance of just being thrown closer to your opponent than to you.
Yeah, it pretty much initiates kind of like an RPS game at neutral. Who will get to that trumpet first? Ooh. Oh, it still goes! Very cool. Also very smart for Toni, going under the fireball.
Just going under the fireball, just chilling out there. Has a mini Faust active, trying to go play near it, but unfortunately dies before the little dude gets to be active.
Yeah, in Strive, that little guy activating takes so much time. It is very nice combo breaker. Whoa! Cool Michael Bay, that was kind of cool. All the items working out for Toni.
But now, unfortunately for Toni, his own goons are fighting against him. But
oh, that was kind of cool.
Step 2K? Yo?
Very dangerous as well. Sort of purposely putting themselves in the corner and then still getting the 2K. Very funky. Immediately lighting it on fire now. SPF will have to respect a little. Very nice damage combo. Doesn't want to get wall broken. But as soon as they are out, Toni back in there. Good check there, 2P. That works against
2P. Now there's a mini Faust there, forcing SPF to play safer, but that 6B will just get you out of any pickle against Mix.
Beautiful conversion.
Plus, the little dudes playing against their master.
That was
and
so
now we
smart.
have another dragon install.
SPF used the hordes to combo perfectly into their dragon install. But now might not get any chance to use it though. Toni diffusing the difficult situation. It looked like it was so good. But unfortunately. Ooh, missing the bomb now, having to respect there.
And now, then again, another trumpet forcing Toni into that tough repressor situation that you would ultimately want to be in.
Wow! Oh, the combo breaker! That was such a good move from SPF, but forgot that Afro was still on fire. They're super fast, the conversion. This might break the wall. Oh, smart decision. Yeah, checks the crawl.
And the RC just...
The trick that is available, especially to characters with slow supers. So, the slow nature of Faust super working for him in that exchange.
Yeah, it's actually a perfectly functional super. Trust.
Drilling away, but the jump 2K not able to get Toni's pressure started. Oh wow, how did that whiff? That must have been a little too early.
Oh, now 6H combo, that's going to be a lot of damage. Unless, of course, Toni
Drilling into their
drilling
own
into the banana.
What is
Oh
it?
no.
What is it with Toni's item luck today? Has been screwing themselves over so many times. Oh, missing the follow-up there.
I think that's just again, what I'm going to keep calling the certified Faust moments.
I mean, technically, you still do have opportunities to react to your item and sort of do something else, but
Sometimes you just put in really rough scenarios. Oh, those bombs. Putting in a lot of work.
oh, very nice idea there. Oh, that was a
Flipping on a
banana.
banana peel.
But the DP that SBF went for was super smart because they had the Afro and had their hurt box extended. They couldn't have anti-air there properly otherwise, I think. Throw them, and that's enough.
Getting grabbed for the game win. Now 4-4.
Wow, another nail biter looking to extend the full rounds. The elbow of the king gets the first hit. And hunting for those big hits. Ooh, caught on the way out.
Nix is minus unless you have a little mini Faust ready to go.
That's kind of cool. I didn't think about that. Oh, ends up having to respect the bomb.
Forces
the
the burst though.
Oh no,
Looking
this is
for the
big.
reversal, but he got hit out of it. Oh,
I wonder, maybe they were checking for Dragon install, but weren't like low enough health yet.
yeah, Kai needs to be at that 30% mark, and unless the health is orange, I don't think he.
Another super wires or super RC drift forward. This will be baited, I think.
This is the safe. Yeah, this is the safe jump setup, and the fully charged dust.
There's a couple of really cool ways to punish here. One would be to take the 5D charge, or you could also jump over Kai and still get the corner if you have a better corner combo than your 5D.
Yeah, could have also just super there, and we would get to see Kai getting hit in the shins.
Right.
Which I think that the psychological damage of seeing your character be very inconvenienced by a wheelchair is.
There's a lot to be said about forcing your whoa, big damage from that item combo. Yeah, it's pretty good YRC there. Putting SBF basically in a situation where even a jab is gonna kill, so not a lot of good options left. YRC is so strong in Strive in general, I feel like. Because it does not block, send your opponent back to full
Three
screen.
hammers in a row.
That's pretty good. How many more?
More bombs.
Oh
no.
Look at the damage! Holy
And the
shit!
mini Faust extension. Oh,
That's like almost purely damage done by items this round. That was a round.
that's what we call skill difference. Just get good items, lol.
I mean, you would be fool if you.
Weights. Oh. Beautiful play around the weights. And now having the little mini Faust punish the burst.
Oh, the 6 heavy doesn't reach, unfortunately.
Oh, both players getting hit by the bomb.
Alright,
Now SBF is already at such low health,
Alright.
but we'll just hit with RTL and get a health lead for themselves.
Toni, however, has a lot of meter here to play with. But soon.
Just needs a little bit of space to be able to use it. Gets the YRC out.
Yeah, that's very smart, I think. When you have that active bonus going, you don't want to let your opponent pressure too much. But there's not really a lot of things you can do other than try to YRC out of their pressure once they touch you. Oh, good check there, 5P. But unfortunately, no conversion. And here we go. This is definitely a conversion, and it will deal a lot. And Toni doesn't want to.
SBF was really close to getting hit by that bomb that was just off screen, but thankfully managed to get their combo going without having to use it.
That's good. That's kind of cool. SBF came out of that 6 heavy hit net positive because they had a donut on the way out.
Oh yeah.
Good 5K, preventing the flip kick, but now Toni doesn't have any resources to play with. Tries to desperately get Abare out of the corner.
Just death. Yep.
But as they say,
unfortunate reality of being made of paper, as Faust.
Balanced as all things should be. So is the score here, 5 each. As we're
what a thick set we're getting to watch here.
As we're reaching the championship round soon. And that's not a small amount of games that you have to play to get here either. That's 10 so far. And yo, luckily SPF was knocked down, so couldn't.
No, the little trumpet here playing in Toni's favor, but then trumpet taketh away. As you know, SPF got one more to get them out of the corner scenario.
Oh my god!
Faust, and oh no!
SPF
just one grab RC.
SPF was so hecking awake there. That was Toni's pressure situation, and SPF was slowed down. So the throw was probably the only thing they could have done there. Now working with the big combo. Dr.Toni getting their burst back. A little too late here, so won't be able to use it for this combo.
But perhaps able to use it for a gold burst?
That would probably be the most efficient use here, because they gotta make some sort of a comeback.
Oh! A home run! Oh no, so unfortunate. Oh. That was such a good little start to it, you know, bonking away the heavy fireball, but unfortunately getting their burst baited.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware. Of course you can bounce the projectile back. And
I've had my note bounced back to me by Toni. That's how I learned.
Yeah, and the heavy version is pretty slow as well. So, ooh, unfortunate miss input there. Yeah. Able to get the position back somewhat. Oh, nice Michael Bay combo. That's actually gonna break the wall. Yo. I mean, not the biggest damage in terms of strive, but that's big.
That's big for Faust.
Yeah.
Oh no. Going for the wrong throw and getting hit by the fireball as it goes out, but has the meter to YRC out of it.
Oh, very good. Jumps out. But the slowed down frames don't allow SPF to punish that.
Oh, tried to burst SPF into the bomb explosion, but unfortunately the timing was just slightly off.
That would have been sick. Wait, can you actually combo burst into a bomb? I guess you can. Like, why not?
Yeah, I mean that's what Toni was trying to do there, but
yeah,
again, just slightly unfortunate timing. Now gets the grab, has quite a life lead. Oh, gets hit, fails the safe jump setup.
Oh, perfect timing there, too heavy, calls out the Scum Dipper, but SPF still has the pressure, YRC, oh, did he hit the button?
This is safe, I think. No, it's not. Actually, it's still a punish on 2P. I thought 2P would be a safe button here.
I mean, you can technically do it airtight out of YRC, but you know, then there's no clear mix-up.
And the grab on the air approach.
And of course, they take turns getting the rounds, and 6-6. A perfect script once again by yours truly.
Oh, as they're saying in the chat, just one more. the Portugal crew is here, just supporting the local Faust player, the family doctor.
Ooh, that was kind of sneaky. Scoring some respect with that horde.
With the jump, but your opponent is gonna be forced to hold back on it, or at least jump above it, so you can call out the movement and go for a grab.
This might go into a wall break. This actually might be a kill.
I think this kills.
Sick stuff, Toni! Recognizing the kill there from half screen.
Again, Toni,
wow,
always determined to prove to everyone in the Portuguese community that Faust actually has good combos, and I think we've been seeing that in this set. You know, clips from this set are going to be posted in the Portuguese Guilty Gear server for eternity to tell us how good Faust actually is.
Oh, nice bait there on the throw. Kind of forced to take the wall break here. Oh no, this is a good start for Toni to try.
There's a lot that can come out of it. The Afro is on fire.
Are we gonna steal it? Or are we going into the last round? It's SBF who gets it, the Scum Dipper YRC.
Final set round.
Oh my goodness. Yo, the animist!
A run-up grab in against the Kai player. Now,
give them a bit of their own medicine.
And now you're in the corner. No meter, no burst. Well, now you have burst. Oh, giving Kai a little snack. No. Toni's going to be able to grab that.
SPF still has a burst though. But how are they gonna use it? Probably not for this combo. That's smart, because this combo wouldn't have done a whole lot of damage. But now...
the Dragon Insult. And Toni kind of realizing that this is the kind of stuff that SDF would want to do is on reset, go for that Dragon Insult. So just backdash, gave him the space to do it.
Oh, maneuvering around!
Oh, the crawl under!
The sick
to jump to K!
Counter play!
Movement!
Wow!
The footsies!
Toni not forced to take the Dragon install heavy fireball, crawl under, and then jump over the poke that SBF was going for. What a winning play there at the end.
And what a set, just generally both of these players on their A game against one another.
That would have been so fucked up if Toni has to block that fireball there. That would have been probably a lot of not only block stun but also a lot of chip potential.
Oh, GG's, shake my crawl. And now, Shady versus Zing. Zing with the this is a local matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And Zing has proven on this show to be such a good Mei player that I'm really interested to see how this how the Shady Ino will do against it.
Yeah, this is a toughie because like you gotta maybe favor Zing to be definitely the more experienced player on their character, because this is, like we said, week 1 for Shady. But don't let that fool you. This man is a ridiculous beast on even week 1 characters. I did hear Shady saying though that they didn't completely vibe with the gameplay of Ino, so they're probably gonna switch to a next character next week. But before that happens, we'll get to see the fruits of Shady's labor, and here we go, mixing it up.
There we go. That's the Ino classic in the corner. Block this mix, and Zing does.
Wow, was that
the opportunity to reverse it on the lift grab?
Wow, finds the hit into full conversion, into a wall break.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Ino, is you can convert from such stray hits. Just really go to town on some moves, and at the very least get a really nice positional advantage of carrying your opponent to the corner where your mix happens.
Did you see that? That's whiffing 6p and still recovering and doing another 6p. That's criminal.
Yeah, well, that's the Ino special. Ino's 6p is so good. trading on the 6B versus the anchor there. Yeah, you just gotta press 6B. That is a lot of Ino does, and now hard knockdown in the corner.
Nice, bending the
Set up
juice.
the build, okay, keep mixing.
Yeah, definitely what you want to do on Ino. Empty throw. Would you have thought that Ino is gonna go for that? Having access to all those crazy high-lows, overhead sequences.
Guess. Just block.
That's probably what Zing thought as well, but
yeah.
we're not just up, down, left, right, woman. We're also strike, throw when we want. And Shady, you can see Shady's, personality shining through already, being very, very patient on defense. Completely okay. Unfortunately, their character not really supporting the defensive play as much. As you can see, this is just a couple of hits and you get blown up.
Yeah, but even still, even on a perfect, forced Zing to burst in that round just because of how scary it is to kind of lose your corner pressure against an Ino player, because it can be very easy for you to just kind of lose all the momentum and be put in, again, that mixed position.
It's frames.
Again,
heavy.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Being scared of this is completely reasonable.
Zing finding a pretty decent hit. They still can't get it.
Very fast 5Bs out of Ino.
That was an interesting maneuver that Shady did there. I wonder if that was a miss him, but 100 meter going into the...
Tried to go for the cross-up jump kick, but unfortunately it whiffed because the Drift RC placed them a bit too far away. And that disjointed far slash will be a very good tool against the Dolphin when used with proper spacing.
Oh no, the Ino special from years ago! Stroke the big tree combo going under this burst. And now Zing, nothing to work with. You just have to guess. And how can you guess? How can you be right when it's Ino coming at you from the skies?
I love this character.
I'm gonna go fucking ape shit if Shady actually manages to pull this off.
Oh, the blocked gold burst, but gets the stroke called out and grabbed. One of the worst feelings as an Ino player. The Dolphin crossing up. The air grab.
Yet another
super wall break.
Opportunity. Last time it was gonna be a throw. This time overhead. Take this RPS. Press a button. I dare you.
Oh, the cross-up does hit. But still, unable to convert into much.
There we go. That's exactly what Zing needed. The heavy stroke the big tree. Very slow on startup. Can be thrown. But look at how Shady is flowing. Just... This is Ino. Ino's supposed to have mobility issues, but Shady is everywhere.
Yeah, the biggest problem when playing against Ino is kind of when you struggle to play against when you struggle to kind of disrupt the Ino player's momentum. But Shady here is just kind of on their own rhythm and dictating the beat of the match.
Yeah, not looking to slow down at all. Not quite 50 meter in the stank, so yeah. Doesn't have access to that command grab, but who needs it when you have all these good other mix-ups? Shady, 3 in a row. Again, this is a week 1 character.
And against a very, very strong Finnish player. Zing, who has on this show gone really close against players like Rygan.
Yeah, some of the best of the best, but speaking of the best, Shady is technically, I guess, by definition, the #1 player at the moment, being the winner, the grand champion of the latest big tournaments in Finland, but that was on their main character. Ooh, with the slowdown frames, gets a pretty decent looking combo and manages to get around. Yeah, this might be the momentum shift that Zing really needed. Just able to find at least a crumb of purchase at neutral. Wow, it just feels like Zing doesn't really get to press buttons.
Getting the walls thing. Oh my god. Hurts.
Sliding in there, but as soon as that pressure initiates, Shady back to his old shenanigans, finds the low. And Zing
choosing the burst out.
Oh, that was a very dangerous burst for Zing to make.
I think there might be a little bit of desperation playing into kind of the plays here, because you can't just let the Ino player run away like this. You have to do some plays that will be disruptive.
Yeah, this is suffocating how Shady is playing and just finding a lot of the right options all the time. Finally, Zing having pretty decent luck at the RPS. But not close enough to punish.
Yeah, and it will still, even on whiff, just recover so fast. And now Shady gets the mix-up on wake-up. It'll be enough to take a 4th point in a row.
The nerve for Shady to just go for the reversal super twice in a row. Sort of worked out the first time, or at least got you out of the trouble. Why not do it again? Ooh, perfect. The round start option. Delay into hover dash jump heavy to go over that 3k that Zing was using the other round. And now here comes Shady. It's gonna be mix-ups. Oh, it's an overhead. One more is gonna be...
Just continuing with that note Oki. You kind of don't need anything else a lot of the time. Is just use the note on wake up and keep running. Keep forcing your opponent to guess.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, saw the burst. Yeah, Shady was bursting a little too early there. Understandable though, because that would have been a lot of damage.
And still just going under with that stroke. Very difficult move to deal with for a lot of characters. Oh, that 60 going so far and still hitting.
Wow, I swear, Zing just somehow has managed to guess wrong almost every single Oki. That's what Ino does to you. Even though it's technically 50-50, it can easily put you in a very deep downward spiral where you just guess the high-low wrong every single time.
It is a lot of 50-50s in a row, you know, statistically speaking, it's very difficult to just consistently block right every time.
Right. As Shady manages to somehow get airborne, but Zing holding their ground, getting very quick wall break.
Such a life lead now.
Look at that counter poke from downtown into the combo. Shady playing out of their mind.
And now they get the wall stomp here. Yeah.
Oh, kind of.
Oh, but unfortunately, the burst still manages to go out.
Giving a love whipping. Okay, good. Checks the refresh. Yeah, re-pressure there. That's essentially what you gotta do if Ino is, going for the re-dash too many times, getting another fresh pressure resets. You're gonna need to fight.
To answer the question in the chat, if you go between hover dash jumping slash and empty hover dash 2k, it is essentially a true 50-50 because they take the same amount of time to come out.
And another one, the very meaty jump heavy into another one. Yeah, look at that immediate burst.
Yeah, especially because it's so hard to burst against Mei, So many combos are burst safe that you have to be very careful.
Lots of counter hits back and forth, but now Zing again put in this uncomfortable situation. Shady taking the wall break with the super, and now we mix again. You're in the groove with DJ, Shady, and that was not a safe jump.
It's manually timed safe jump off of wall break, so it's fairly easy to just sometimes get the timing wrong.
Yeah, I guess you would kind of expect that Shady with not the most amount of time on this character would maybe not be able to hit it consistently every single time if there's like manual timing is involved. I'm just ready.
Punishing the vertical dolphin.
No shenanigans here. You land next to me.
CXP. CXP is just that strong.
Yeah, it's been the go-to tool for RPS in a lot of these places for Shady. Now 6P is not the only trick that Shady can do as an anti-air. The air throw into this sequence finds the low once again, and that's another clean round for Shady. Oh no, that's a very decent start. Caught on the way out.
That's already so much damage on just one wrong guess. On such fast moves as well, it's very rough to be on defense against Eno.
Right. We have 100 meter, but oh my god, he's not gonna get to use it! That's a kill!
Yeah, oh lord.
I gotta say, it's probably in my head, both Shady is a ridiculous player, but I think Rygant has also been training Shady pretty well, because these two guys have been like training each other week after week for their matchups, and you know, having a sparring partner like Rygant, very top end Mei player, has probably helped Shady to sort of lap out the odds and ends of this matchup perfectly.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially sorry. When, you know, you have such a strong local scene, it's great to just be getting matches at very high levels consistently.
Ooh, chance for Zing to sort of... Ooh, okay, almost gets the kill. But now having to go back to neutral, the jump B, wow! You don't see that from Mei very often, but works out there as the fastest air-to-air interception. But the strokes are working out once again.
Oh, unfortunately, that gold burst stays active for a bit too long, and even a delayed stroke still got the hit by it.
The immediate burst from Shady, not working out this time. But we have a lot of meter available for Shady. It feels like Zing is very, very mindful of the meter, yeah. Because Shady has been reversaling out of that situation so many times over and over.
Ito's reversal is very strong. It's a very powerful DP to use in those sorts of corner situations, and your opponent kind of has to respect it, otherwise getting caught up by it is very dangerous.
Yeah, it's not the super tool that it used to be. You now would have to spend 100 meter to be perfectly safe. No longer plus on block. Well, for the first hit you are not, but the second hit you are. But you don't really have to respect between those hits.
Exactly.
Break for Shady. Initially very good blocks, but caught on the stroke, the big tree. I think that was a heavy version going for a pressure reset.
No, that was light stroke.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's so fast, and it might have caught Zing trying to grab out of the potential pressure reset on heavy.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You might have the reactions to throw it, but it might not be the version that you are looking for.
Yeah, and that is the difficult part. You know, I think I'm eternally convinced that you need to play Eno for yourself to really be able to tell the difference between the two, because it's so easy to just not know the slight difference in the sound that it makes and in the time that it's taking to get there. Especially when it's coming for you.
Oh, gets a punish this time! That was such an important one! No, the wrong direction, Zing! Still manages to get out unscathed, but one hit for Shady would end this set.
And again, we see another Mei flying with jump D, and 60 will take it.
Name a more iconic way of ending this particular matchup. Eno on their 6P. Mei, very traditionally air-based character. Get the last hit. Get the set. Holy motherfucking god, Shady. What is this man? I mean, arguably, they say that Ino is not the hardest character to pick up in this game, and Ino with a very basic game plan can be super strong, but still,
it's still impressive to play this well, because I think we must not downplay how good Zing is still as a player.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
We've seen Zing before, kind of go toe to toe again with Raigan. That I'm actually not sure. I don't know how many more matchups I've seen personally, but you know that was not a easy opponent to have. It's just Shady is a very powerful player.
And you know what triggers me here? Shady's probably gonna just peace out of that character after this week and go into the next one.
I'm already playing better than my own Ino.
Everybody wants to be that guy. Holy moly. Alright, but on to the last match of today. We got CarrotOfWisdom versus Deckzone. Let me fire up DMs for both players. There's also always an option that Carrot might be streaming.
Yeah, Carrot is streaming actually.
And Deckzone 2. Alright. And then all we do is wait. So CarrotOfWisdom, one of, if not the most amazing Milia player at the moment. I don't really know who else plays Milia in Europe actively at the moment. Not a whole lot of people, right?
In Europe, I'm not really sure. And Carrot only plays Milia, right? Because even thinking of just general top Milia players, the only other person that comes to mind for me is, at least in Strive, is LK.
Right.
And LK already said, yeah, they're also picking up Geo for major events. I think Carrot is definitely just out here just grinding the one character and believing in her strength when so many others just not necessarily downplay, but definitely understand the limitations that the character has.
Yeah, I think CarrotOfWisdom is one of those players who has played a lot of characters, though. Like, you have a couple of, like, if I look at CarrotOfWisdom stats, you can definitely see that they've played almost every character for, like, roughly somewhere between 50 to 100 games. So, kind of in the same spirit as Shady, just, you know, has built up the basic touch for playing the characters themselves. So, you know, that's definitely a big thing for, you know, having a lot of counter matchup knowledge. But but the Milia pick is still by far, like, it doesn't come even close. It is their main character, and they've, you know, they're known for that character, they've been sticking with that character, and they are through and through a character specialist.
Yeah. And you can tell by, you know, the sheer amount of time and experience that even when faced against what really stuck out to me was their matchup against Elda, you know, considered to be such an awful matchup for Milia, being able to play it so well and even taking it to a final round and winning is incredible.
Yeah, that was one of the sickest sets I've ever seen in my life, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still not over it. It was so good. But yeah, now here we go with both of these players already ready, just hopping into the room. You know,
Yeah, these are
Carrot repping that #1 both on Melia and generally #1 in Celestial Icons. So this is someone who plays a lot. And Deckzone, not too shy away in character levels.
Yeah, these are the real big boys.
And it's the killers of today's lineup, undoubtedly.
Oh,
That's burst safe? I guess if you purposefully drop it, it is, but that's nuts.
Finding the DP and finding the neutral hit, so it's not gonna be the easiest job finding hits on Melia, being very, very mobile, very air adapted. Wow, just breaks the throw. Oh, that was such a smart cancel. Yo, CarrotOfWisdom.
That is...
Where they...
You need to be paying a lot of attention to do that. Just the presence of mind to see the clash and immediately go for a super input.
Yeah, I think it... Because that super is plus on block, I feel like, and Deckzone was fairly low on health already. That might have been just, you know, committing to it, but still, the presence of mind in the first place to go for that. Very brilliant. Goes for the low. Here we go. Left to right. Oh shit. Where am I?
Force the guess. Keep get. We just had a matchup with Eno, another character forcing the guess, and now we have Melia, who's even more well known for just... You know, there's not being any real defense against this character that isn't just block Lamau.
Oh wow, the rocket. Out of control for Deckzone there, missing the critical combo. Wow, okay. Oh no, the Capel! The Capel was already active, leaving the hitbox in there. And I think Deckzone was probably reaching for the stars, trying to get the air throw, but alas.
Okay, I was almost scared with how long that was taking, that we would get kicked out.
Fishing and fishing. Into.
Yeah. Forcing the burst out. Oh, the 2D hit.
Good block there. Oh, and good check, yeah. 5k will be a very important button for Sol in this matchup. The 3-frame startup takes care of left rights.
And it hits pretty high up as well. It cannot be understated, you know, how nice that button is. And still, you know, any stray hit can be converted really well by Sol, so... You know, Melia is always at risk of getting hit for a lot of damage here.
Yeah, it's gonna be very important for CarrotOfWisdom to go for those fairly tight setups that doesn't allow Sol to necessarily go for those free 5Ks or even like the DPs. Sol does have quite a few tricks up their sleeve for defending against basic melee alki. There we go, there's the 5K,
as we were saying. And the 6-speed.
Yeah, speaking of 6-speed, another button that traditionally hasn't been super good for Sol in terms of anti-air capabilities, but now Sol with the 6-speed, very strong anti-air option.
Look at all that damage. Oh, but unfortunately, the air dash jumping flash still forcing the burst out of Deckzone because this is a very precarious position, but...
The footsie revolver meeting Carrot on the way in! Now that's a commitment. That's basically like a DP.
That classic bar slash. Now, you can't carry the presence of mind on that 6-speed. Getting the heavy disc setups. Now, carrying Deckzone into the corner, actually going to get a wall break here. And that's still such a respectable amount of damage on Sol.
But now we are in the danger zone. If Deckzone managed to get a hit here, it could be over. CarrotOfWisdom does not have a burst quite yet, but we might not need it either. Finds the DP. Oh my goodness.
Fortunately for Carrot, that wasn't a heavy DP, but
Did you see that revolver whiff punish from Deckzone against that 2D? That was wild. Oh, tried to DP.
just barely avoiding the DP there. All the million bullets.
50 meter is available for Deckzone. Using it to check it. Yeah, sees Milia. Target acquired. Time to go for the gut punch.
I mean, I guess the crouching Milia, that was a punch directly to the head. That's gotta hurt. But now, 1-1. Solid start to the set. But the later matches are going to be what really sets the players apart. Just the ability to recognize patterns and adapt on the fly is what's going to show how good these players are.
Deckzone has had so much success with that revolver as an anti-air, as an Abara, as just an interception tool.
Oh, not that the bandit revolver would have worked here. Oh. Unfortunately, the Millie was too far out to get hit by the first hit, and the invulnerability frames on Tyrant Rave ended.
Yeah, considering the amount of experience on CarrotOfWisdom, they probably know all the setups that are gonna bait out not only the DP but also Tyrant Rave. But that's the thing. If you're trying to bait
punishing the whiff grab, and look at how much damage that is.
Yeah, so with the heavy DP damage and
speaking of
RPS there, grounded BB, not minus enough to punish, so gives Sol the ability to still try to steal it back with a DP. Oh my goodness.
Cross up.
I think
I didn't block that.
There was a couple of burst baits there from Carrot as well, I believe. Very clean whiff punish there, Milia.
And now you're in the corner. Block this mix.
Oh, that's blocked! And that should be a kill, right? Unless the wall breaks. Okay, it was barely enough. Yeah, Sol being the golden standard of just, you know, a dude with standard amount of health gets just barely taken out there by Milia. Oh boy.
And that YRC bait was incredible. Just recognizing when it was going to be the correct time for Deckzone to go for it and punishing it.
Yeah, especially the YRC baiting is definitely what you don't see as much unless you're watching a lot of, you know, advanced players. And it can be hard to detect. Oh yeah, has to RC that. In the air, BB is very punishable. If you start it off the ground, it's like minus a couple of frames. Finds the hit. Here we go, left, right.
Just bursting. I don't want to guess. Oof. Unfortunately, gets hit out of the path here. But gets an air grab, and now in the corner versus Sol is still not a good position to be in, even if you're Milia. But Carrot just recognizing, knowing where the gap is. Going for it.
Oh my goodness, Carrot just doubled it up. Didn't play any left rights, just setting up a situation where they give Deckzone a couple of frames to try to throw or mash 5k and just frame trapping into big damage. Finds the low once again. Ooh. Okay, went for a reset. I guess maybe a burst bait considering Deckzone had burst coming out soon. There's the burst. And now it is Sol, so we do have steal potential. However, when you are lying face down in that disc setup, it's very hard to pull out the right decision. And Carrot, 2-game lead here.
Yeah, I think it's a third game. Again, proving how good they are, how knowledgeable they are at Milia. Just very far ahead of the game.
Yes, Milia, you will naturally have to score the hits. Oh, speak about scoring the hits. Yeah, one good hit from Sol is gonna, you know, reduce your life bar to half. Milia doesn't really get the same, so you do have to make those hits happen a little more often than Sol. But on the other hand, you do have the tools and the mobility to make them happen a little more often.
It's all about kind of how many guesses you can force out of your opponent, and a really good melee player will make it really hard to figure out any patterns in their play. And I think that's the one thing that Carrot is really good at, is having so many options on deck that the different setups are very hard to predict by the opponents.
Ooh, Deckzone
like,
tried to do...
Look at that! What kind of Milia in the tower do you see doing that kind of
what is that setup? DK Turbo Fall twice to cross up. I have never seen that before. Trying to fish.
Just a respect.
Alright, that's a pretty good thing as well. If Milia whiffs a button, Sol is another character with fast movement speed, so can potentially get in there and get a far slash in, even if it's like, even if you don't get a clean whiff punish. First bait, yeah, perfect delay there, but Deckzone not able to get their pressure started, and this will be dangerously close. Carrot doesn't have a 50 meter to spend. Yo, 6p. Calling out that revolver.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying earlier that the revolver has been working out really well for Deckzone, and I think that's just Carrot realizing that and now saying, okay, you were enjoying pressing revolver there. I'm gonna show you what happens when you keep doing that.
Yeah,
and now Deckzone needs to find a new answer. And fast, because this point lead is building up.
That 6p is a decent neutral option, of course. I think it beats Sol far slash, beats Sol 5 heavy, beats Sol 6 heavy. Sorry, 6S. So it is definitely something you can swing against Sol if you're comfortable that you're not gonna get whiff punished. Nice switch on the sides. Oh, barely missing last shaker, and Deckzone on top of it once again. But a big critical throw miss there.
It's a very rough position. I actually don't know what the consensus is on kind of Sol versus Milia matchups. I'll need to ask around locally, since we have such an abundance of Sol players, because, you know, obviously Sol can do this to you.
Mm-hmm. That was a very simple combo.
But I do wonder, because, you know, there's characters with better options for dealing with what Milia's trying to do. And I just don't, you know, as much as a 5k is good from Sol, it's not been seeing a lot of punishes here in this set.
Yeah, it still takes quite a bit of precision. If you're just going
the grab, just taking the round. Sorry.
If you're trying to just unga your way in, it's yeah, it doesn't necessarily work like that against a smart Milia.
Yeah.
As you can see here, Deckzone giving a lot of respect for CarrotOfWisdom, because they know if they swing something unsafe, CarrotOfWisdom is gonna be there immediately. Oh,
baited burst. And that's going to be a very dangerous amount of damage. Actually, it will be able to break the wall with a super.
I guess this is like one of the biggest combos that Milia can do to you. Milia not known for their massive damage, of course, and that's how it kind of has to work out, having a very, very strong Oki. The balance has to be found some way. Look at that once again into super, and get the pickup as well! Another one! Is this gonna break the wall? No. Oh, he
yeah.
That was kind of dangerous. I think I think that was supposed to combo probably, and if Deckzone blocked that, that might have been a punish as well. But I'm not 100% sure.
I think Sol can definitely punish Herkara.
Yeah, if nothing else, at least 6 heavy. Like if Sol doesn't have a punish on something with 6 heavy, then I mean it's not punishable. Probably nobody's gonna punish it. Ooh, the 2p does not combo into 6. Yes.
Oh, the air grab realization after that double RC interaction.
Cancel on the 6S, and now here comes Milia. The empty low. Doesn't get a clean challenge here, Deckzone. Plus frames of the super. Oh, met with the heavy DP. Yeah, that is definitely an option you can play. Putting that option on the table, and the RPS keeps developing. Choosing to go a little bit more airborne here, Deckzone. Oh, there we go. There's the reversal. Sorry,
Look at how much damage that still did, even though it got bursted away.
Yeah, especially
it's still
like
such an explosion of Amelia.
Revolver is such a good move for a lot of situations. If you're a whoa, oh no!
Oh no, the miss input, but still catches the command dash.
There we go. Alright, considerably behind, but Deckzone is making it work out here. It is not over. It is very doable, especially since it is so bad guy with that big damage. It's 6k into, oh, that was barely missed.
The active frames on that 6 speed.
It seems like the 6 heavy from Soul, it is the answer against Last Shaker, especially if it hits properly.
Oh,
but
no.
It's gonna reverse the situation. Not a clean Oki, can't get a disc, but first has been used for Deckzone. Oh, that might be really close to getting a kill. And that is gonna be a kill. Despite the low damage of a lot of melee combos, you still, like, you kind of compensate with a lot of corner carry, and you can get a wall break from a lot of situations, even meterless if you get the right hit.
Melee can certainly take you to the corner from almost everywhere, depending on the starter. And that's kind of one of the biggest strengths of the character. Oh, the 6H punish.
But the difficult link doesn't quite manage to make it work. Ooh, being very careful, the shimmy finally finds the throw.
And Deckzone seems to be starting to find their footing, and hopefully it won't be too late to kind of make the adjustments needed to get the lead back.
Alright, just burst out of it even before the risk is cranked, and now working with his corner position. Oh, a little late there. This will be a big combo. Deckzone. Oh, chooses to reset it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, going for the corner pressure is always really good because if you're not able to guarantee a kill, going back to a more neutral position, especially against a character with such good movement like Milia, can be very rough.
No, not quite. 1 hit point left. Tries to shave it off.
And gets it. Just using all of these really wide-hitting special moves, RCing to make them safe. You know, Carrot just was out of meter to make it safe.
Yeah, that was 100% Deckzone just fishing for the chip kill, going for the BB, missing the BB. All right, let's go for the DP. And again,
that's 6B winning against 6S.
Yeah, that's such a good button. If you're sure about their timing, it's gonna be a lot of stuff. We'll lose the 2S though, which is a big counter hit starter for Soul as well. Speaking of counter hits,
low slash. Not enough meter to Roman cancel that DB and fly around the screen, unfortunately, which could have potentially been a kill.
No decent amount of meter still for Carrot. Ooh, catches Deckzone doing something there other than blow blocking. Alright, chooses to keep the corner.
Slump now, just one more interaction for either of these players will give them the round.
Oh, extending into the last checker a little too early. Wow, when did Carrot cross? I didn't see that.
That was a command dash on after hitting OTG. And again, it's just having all of these multiple setups on Carrot's side has proven to be very difficult to deal with for Deckzone, you know? Continuing to have to deal with all of this crazy pressure and all of these different options. Really hard to follow the melee player here.
Alright, getting the setup very safely there, the double jump. Milia was so high up in the air, probably worried about that 50 meter currently on Deckzone's power bar. Oh, that's kind of
jumping
cute.
punches.
Preventing Deckzone for getting that 5k active. Oh
Even
my
with a slowdown, the
goodness.
6P will hit and go into the disc super.
Wow, that was great play there. Slowing down the frames, BRC was checking, alright, you're not currently doing anything, but I think you might. And the 6P worked
Once
out.
again, that command dash crossing up. Now in the corner, forced to burst. Carrot is on set point here.
Yeah, the DPs have been used very, very sparingly from Deckzone, but most of them have been...
fairly successful, but DPs are one of those tools that you can't overuse or you're gonna start getting them baited
Right.
out. And now Deck's in a very difficult position to be in.
Ooh, good
Manages
hit.
some YRC out of the corner, and that's going to be a very respectable amount of damage, almost equaling out the playfield here, but unfortunately Carrot has
Yeah.
burst, has so much meter, and I think this will just kill here.
Deckzone was understandably very concerned about that 100 meter and tried to play it very safe, but that allowed CarrotOfWisdom take advantage of that and just dash in without spending anything. Oh my goodness, what a cross up.
And a gold burst? Okay, Deckzone just wants to go for it.
Yeah, get
Says,
out of there,
You
Amelia.
might be one round away from winning the set, but I'm not gonna let you just take it easily. And here we go. Look at this combo.
Get out of there, Amelia! That's
Takes
all
the
with 100
reset.
meter!
And now... Oh, I was just holding my breath there, seeing if it would kill. Gets grabbed.
Tried to be cute there, using Revolver, getting there in position. Oh my... Oh, wait, was that baited?
I think... That was really bizarre.
Yeah, probably backdash invoing the YRC Shockwave was a very look
Look at this round start damage off of Soul. Deckzone just not going down without a fight. For
luckily,
sure.
Soul recovers super fast out of those special moves, finds one here. Is Carrot gonna burst? Holding it, the gold one.
Gets the gold.
That's as much value as you can get at this point, but now has to avoid getting hit at all. Yeah.
Yep. And you don't often see Soul 6B, but yeah, there it was. A very solid hit. Gets Deckzone up to 4 points. 2 behind Carrot, who is at match point.
The dream is alive. Again, it's only 3 wins that Deckzone needs. Take the burst! Yeah, Deckzone wants it. They are so hungry.
Yeah, Deckzone just needs to get in this momentum, and they can still take a few games off. Potentially, at the very least equal out the score.
It's taken a couple of games to get started, but Deckzone finally starting to find their footing in the RPS and at the neutral.
Now, at that height, Billy is unable to break the wall with a super, so that's going to allow Deckzone to go back into this neutral position after the wall break. Which is very favorable.
Surprised that Deckzone chose to go there.
That just kills outright.
Yeah, Deckzone chose to go there OTG with 2k instead of 6 heavy. I'm not sure if the 6 heavy was available there, but it could have potentially been a kill. Oh no.
The baited burst. Oh no, this is now a very difficult position for Deckzone to be in.
However,
Again, if Carrot wins this round, it is the end of the set. But Deckzone is on the offensive.
man!
That's
First
Wild
command
Throw deals
grab.
so much damage.
Yeah, it's one of the most funny, not funny, but one of the most comfortable round-ending gimmicks. Not gimmicks, gambits, I wanted to say.
I do think it's funny though. I really like Wild Throw.
6 heavy not punishing Last Shaker that time, and CarrotOfWisdom potentially looking to take this set. 5D knockdown, this will go back to neutral. Deckzone
And now
doesn't have the
in
50
the
meter
red,
yet.
and Carrot still has full health. What a deficit to be working on, but the deck is not out of this.
Oh no! No response, and that's gonna be the round! That's gonna be the
Oh, no.
set!
With a perfect finish.
Deckzone with so much respect on that jump in. CarrotOfWisdom with the jump in completely went empty. and no button was pressed, so pressed their turn instead.
What a set, though, still. Deckzone was still in it until the very end, even if there's a discrepancy in the scores. You know, the adaptations that they did were really on point and very much made Carrot really work for it.
Yeah, that might have been starting to feel a little uncomfortable there. Deckzone was making super good adaptations towards the end and was starting to find more and more hits. But luckily for Carrot, was able to clutch it out before Soul Bad Guy gets totally out of control. And yeah, that's how the story went for this week.
What a good group of sets today, though. I have to say.
A lot of really close sets, and the Testament sets were super good as well. So
yeah, really nice to see, and hopefully from now on we're gonna start seeing more Testament with a more developed gameplay going on.
Yeah, it's when people have had a little bit of extra time to fiddle with the character, they're starting to find their groove, they're starting to find the victory conditions, they're starting to see the lines, and yeah, probably gonna see more of those fellas as well in the future. But now, that'll be that for this week.
Thanks everyone for joining.
Yep, especially all the players, especially like even the players who didn't get chosen. We had a ridiculous amount of signups this week. Of course, the more signups, the better matches it's possible to set up. So keep signing up. We'll look for good opponents in terms of skill level, but also so that the connections are also gonna be stable.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see. You know, there's a lot of new people have been joining the server. I even noticed today there were a lot of people just following the channel, and so excited to see a lot of new faces around for these games. So
the player pool has been getting bigger.
Don't be afraid to sign up, because this event doesn't happen without you guys.
And to begin with, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, get that event experience. Even if you lose, as long as you give your all, you do your best, do your labbing, you will come out of it stronger. It's one of those things that you will probably need on your way to you know, being the #1 in the world. Everybody has to start somewhere, and the road honestly, to the top is long.
We keep getting such heavy hitters signing up that you definitely put yourself in the position to potentially play against some really strong players and get some good practice in.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're not playing in the events, you're always free to ask for matches in the server, because everyone just wants to play Guilty Gear.
But that'll be that for this week. Next week, same time, 5 p.m. CEST. Yeah, we'll see you then. Until then, stay safe, hold tight, play Guilty Gear, and we'll see you again
next week.
Yes. Bye-bye.